So as far as the third world aristocrat video from today goes, I gotta say, huge win for the toe and a stroke of genius on my part.
Mr. Radio Voice, he's doing his shows. He's roasting some ass and he's picking his nose. He speaks like a pro on the Steeltoe show. He's making a mess and everyone knows. Ready or not, he already came. April is a hoe and she's snorting for fame. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He spilled the beans. He's rooting for rage as he gets her thrice. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He had a felony charge, but he's gonna walk. He's got a big mouth and he talks the talk. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He's always a guest with Alex Stein. He's making a wish. He's taking his time. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. Oh, hip hop dibbity dap to the wop 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 wop. Hong dong whittle dangle wang. Oh, he sang dooley mama splatting your hat. Doo to poot cakes.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the program. Oh, my God. It's Wednesday. It's our final evening show of the week. Glad to have you here.
Dibbity dap to the wop 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 wop. Hong dong whittle dangle wang. Oh, he sang dooley mama splatting your hat.
I gotta say, huge win for the toe.
Doo to poot cakes.
All right, let's get started, boys and girls. We have a busy one for you tonight. As usual, I gathered only the best. We have, like this, I'm obsessed, as you know, I'm obsessed with the Shannon Sharpe thing. I think we're going to save that for tomorrow. We've done a lot of Shannon Sharpe stuff. It's nice to see that a lot of people agree on that Tim Pool shit in the White House press pool. That was kind of nice. I got a Chad Buzemach video for tonight. We're going to show a little Buzemach love this evening. And I have to officially declare a complete first-round knockout over TV's Will Herren. We put old Willie in full-on coat mode today. Oh, God. He's relegated to... They won't let him stream. His TV place has basically told him, shut the fuck up and stop broadcasting on the internet, you loser. He had to, reply to someone else's tweet, and it was all just saltiness towards me. He didn't like being exposed, that he DM'd me, begging me to be on the show. Aaron, please. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Aaron, please. I just really need this to stop. All of this shit I started and all of the stuff I actively, voluntarily went into, it's just too much, Aaron. Please let me come on the Steeltoe show. And I just sent him, a 2-word response. Absolutely not. And then we fucked with him brutally last night. And the anti-Steeltoe people, their big cope with the Will Herren thing is, Aaron called Will's job. I wouldn't know the phone number to contact Will's job. I don't believe... It's really funny to watch NLO fans accuse someone else of doing gay ops, seeing as we've called you guys out accurately for the same thing numerous times. So we got Will reeling, we got Will salting, but he has to reply to other people. And also, Will, not a good idea to say, to take shots at my platform when literally you have to beg to be on my platform to reach any kind of audience. Oof. Tough shit, kid. Tough shit. Come on, why can't you get on Rekida's streams? He's doing the trial stuff. I'm sure he'd love to have you on as a guest. You guys are buddies. Come on, you carried all that water for him. You spilled the propaganda. You peddled all the lies. Remember? Come on. It's a lock on the felony, Will. You got this, kid. Nick, your ex-boyfriend's being mean to me. Is there any way you can let me on your stream? And Rekeda wisely, because he's doing his comeback, he's doing his trial stuff now. He's wisely just like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Who are you, retard? Get away from me, horse teeth. Go back to the stable. I'll throw a sugar cube. Get the fuck away from me. So the cope from the anti-Steeltoe crowd is, well, Aaron mentioned this Jim Parker guy, so that's cheating. Guys, I won. Just admit that's why you're upset. I beat you again. I beat your boy. Another one of your golden calves that you build up. We're going to destroy Steeltoe Mania with this one. And I big boot and leg drop this one like I have everybody else. Guys, get used to you losing to me. You do it all the time. And we're really enjoying ourselves over here. We nuked Will last night. This is just kind of the cleanup section. Enjoy, kid. Enjoy. It would have been less satisfying if he would have just slinked away silently. But the fact that he coped and he seethed and he was brushing the salt off all of his shoulders and he was picking the crow from his teeth, those big giant teeth that he probably needs a fence post to dig the crow out of. Far more satisfying. Loser's cope of bringing up kids too. What a bum. What a bum. Will? Hey, Will. I thought you were editing that K interview and getting it back up. Oh, that's right. The shower call. You bite the baldo, you get the brain damage. That's what it is. That's what it is. Rusty Grammer says they are reeling hard. It's not our fault they hitched their horses to the wrong wagon. They were warned. That's just it. I was the only wise man that was whispering in Will's ear, and what did he do? I bet I can get this done my way. Will, no offense, and I mean this with all due respect. You're a dumb guy, all right? Being in this business, I've known a lot of smart guys and a lot of dumb guys. You're definitely one of the dumbest dumb guys there are. You're not cut out for this. I told you from day one. If you weren't good drinking buddies with your boss, you probably wouldn't even be in television anymore. Dig deep down, chew on that for a minute. You'll see that I'm right. People are like, did Aaron call his work? No, Will goes on streams, and I'm not surprised that Will doesn't remember. He seems like a raging alcoholic. He drinks way too much. He goes on these streams hammered, and he talks about his boss, Jim Parker. He goes, yeah, I'll always have a job because my boss drinks a shitload, and I drink with my boss. And it's like, I wouldn't talk that way about my boss. My boss is awesome. So, yeah, Will, it's you can't really knock and shit on the platform that you're begging to go on because you're panicking like crazy. But don't worry, Will. You and the other Steeltoe derangement syndrome crowd, you guys can cry in the mud together. You can pat each other on the back and just swear that it's all my fault, that I'm the big bad man. Pleasure doing business with you, Willie. Rusty Grammer says he should stick to TV. MSO says, I think Will wants you in the ring. I was in the ring today. That's how I got, you can see my nose got marked up a bit. I had a little run-in. I was working with somebody who used a long guard. And when you have someone who uses a long guard, you got to use angles. You got to get around them. Well, when I would weave and I would come, let's say I'd come back this way, throwing a right, or come back this way, throwing the left. They try to follow you with that left hand and just kind of lightly pump it out there to try and establish distance. And it would rub. It kept rubbing against my cheeks. The glove would rub against my cheeks and nose, and I'm all dried out, leathery, and scraped up today. But oh well. Oh well. Taste Fairy Ialto says, I think Will has full-blown AIDS by now. Yeah, Steeltoe derangement syndrome can result in Aaron Imholt derangement syndrome, which is full-blown AIDS. So, sorry, sweetheart. I apologize, but the toe's just bigger than you, and you got underneath it. It's all your fault. But I was glad I could facilitate the 187. All right, Red Fox Mad starting us off with $4.99. Says, let's go. Nick loses and the toe always wins. And your uncle Aaron was right about the med beds. Oh, shit. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say Nick loses. Nick's he's got to do stuff now so he doesn't do drugs and alcohol. So he's streaming trials, and he may be like one of the least watched LawTube coverages of this Karen Reed thing. Like, he's way down there. I think he's got like 1/17 of the audience that Emily Baker has. And that's crazy because, like, he was way up here. He's lost like 90% of his audience from that time. But you got to start from the bottom. When you fuck up, you got to start from the bottom. I know his chat's getting to him. He's been banning a bunch of people. He switched it to subscribers only. They kept fucking with him. He switched it to members only. He's going to have to grow from the bottom. But hey, the benefit is he's in a way more popular, lucrative, genre, which is LawTube. Because those guys just have to sit there and stare at a trial. Yeah, he's kind of in last place right now in his genre. And look, that's going to happen. But he can build from here. He's just got to rebuild it all. You know? You lose 90% of your audience, you rebuild from it. Hey, we lost 100% of our audience. We had to switch to a completely new platform. And we made it work for the last 5 years. So, Nick, use me as your motivation. Use me as your inspiration. You lost 90% of your audience. Who cares? You can rebuild. I lost 100% of my audience, and I rebuilt. So let me be your inspiration. Let me be your motivation. I'll be your hero, kid. You'll be all right. You'll be catching up to all those other guys. You know all those other guys that you shit on and called disloyal? You know those people that you're looking up at right now? You're going to catch them. Don't listen to literally everyone else who says you won't. All right, off we go. Let's get moving. What are we at tonight? 165 for the end of the week. That's it. You evening people, you've been crushing it. Thank you very much. 165 to go, and it's a perfect week of evening shows. Thank you very much. So in fourth place, there's a story behind our fourth place first person with $75. Aaron's Velveeta Dinty Moorshits. Aaron's Velveeta Dinty Moorshits knocked out what was left of our goal this morning, but he did it in a remarkably hurtful way. So if anyone wants to jump over him for fourth place, gee golly, I would appreciate it. Let's go to McBuster. He says, Emily Baker is great. I watched her during the Amber Heard trial. Between the Chicago live stream that had a great chat, Nick was so fucking boring, I forgot about him entirely until the polycule. Yeah, that Emily Baker's like, she's the top dog, right? Well, that and Law and Crime Network. But she's kind of the top dog of that LawTube thing. Who knows? Like, look, man, I got no animosity. Nick could reclaim his crown. He's starting in last place, but he could move up. He's got, I mean, I know he kind of built his show off of like the talent and legal minds of other people. He got them all in there and they kind of did the heavy lifting for him. And then he didn't give him any money. But like, he may have a smaller bench because less people want to work with him. But that kind of animosity, that kind of adversity, it just makes you tougher, makes you stronger. Like I said, kid, learn from me. I lost it all and I built it back. So if I can do it, you can do it. All right, guys. Let's roll. Let's get into some shit. I miss dusting off this part of my personality. I just want you guys to know how difficult it is for me to move on and talk about the stuff that we're just going to bullshit about tonight because I love this part of my personality. I love this part of the show. I love Aaron post nuke drop. You know, it's not a healthy part of me. It's not a particularly kind or warm part of me, but it keeps me warm, if that makes sense. Snowcat Tish says, yes, she is. Law and Crime has 25% of Emily D. Baker's audience. They were 40,000 in her chat today. God damn. What's Nick at, like 2,000? He'll get there. The kid will get there. He's plucky. The kid, so 1/20th. I said 1/17th of her audience earlier. He's 1/20th of the biggest. Like, in the kind of genre and circle we run in, we're kind of one of the more top shows. But we're not, but again, We're not in as big and as popular of a genre as he's in. So he's got more room to move up, I think. We'll see. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on the young prospect and see how he does. I think it'll be a lot better for him without that booze and those drugs clouding his mind. That's always better for your performance. Speaking of internet personalities, I got one more for you. I think they got to get the toe on this Creator Clash card. I think iDubbbz has got to call the toe, and I got to get in there. Creator Clash 3 is really having a tough time. Tickets are not selling. Creator Clash is iDubbbz's boxing event that he has once a year. They have discontinued upper bowl seating. Half of the available seating has just been taken off the board, which means at this point they're just trying to fill up the lower bowl. Oh, wait a minute, we can do this. That's right, Johnny's not here. There we go. So they're just trying to fill up that lower bowl area, and they're just cutting it all off up in this area here. They just want to fill this in and then forsake all this, move everybody down into these areas because it's going to be televised or it's going to be streamed, and you don't want to look like you're an AEW event. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that Ian's last name is Joma. He took his wife's last name because he's a fucking Chad. That's what Chads do now. They take their wife's name, unfortunately. Yeah, Bapa Shab says Ian Joma moment. Yeah, again, I forget that he took the wife's name. Sam Show says Jake Paul is fighting the same day. Who cares? Yeah, Jake Paul's going to be fighting Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And to be honest, that's a really interesting fight because I think it's perfect for Jake because Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is a former world champion. And yeah, he might not be an active fighter anymore, but he's not like super old. I think Julio Jr. is only like 42. How old is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? He's 39. Okay, so that's a reasonable opponent. I mean, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is, again, former WBC middleweight champion of the world. He was the real deal. I mean, not as good as his dad, but he was the real deal. That's a real fight for Jake Paul. I'd like to see him get a rematch with Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy Fury. Kopi the Clown says, dude, did you call Will's boss? Of course I didn't call Will's boss. I don't even know what station he works for, WBIN or something. Who gives a fuck? I would never call someone's. If you think I can't wipe the floor and crush Will Herren on my own after the people I've been taking down lately, please. I'm fucking insulted. I just know that he talked about his boss. He kept using his name on the streams. And then somebody, Nova in our chat, used his name. So I used it. I read it. And that caused Will to lose his fucking mind. It's like, hey, retard, quit getting hammered and talking shit about your boss on streams. That he literally did the thing I told him not to do. And then he got mad at me for the mistake he made. Like, kid, own your fuck-ups, dude. Own your fuck-ups. Don't come to me like I'm your E-daddy and try to blame me. Oh, Dad, it's Dad's fault. No, son, you're a fuck-up. One day, like the prodigal son, you can return and maybe you can straighten things out. But for now, you're always going to be known as the Baldo ball washer who got Steeltoe bitch slapped right back to the bayou, son. Sorry. Thank you, Kopi the Clown, for giving me that opportunity to clear that up. Although I don't think any reasonable person ever thought that. Hey, look at this. No. God damn it. I appreciate the $50 contribution. Give him the Elon. No, give him the Olbermann.
They are afraid.
I appreciate the $50, but I don't want it to be an anonymous donation for Aaron's Velveeta Dinty Moore shits. Well, let's move him up. So that's what, 125? That moves him into third over Mint. Aaron's Velveeta Dinty Moore. We'll put the word shits in there. And now he's at 125. All right, that's enough anonymous donos in the name of Aaron's Velveeta shits, because maybe by tomorrow we can have him off the board. So we got Mint at 105. Thank you, Mint. We got Aaron's Velveeta Dinty Moorshits at 125. We got Gray Duckling at 135, and Stevie's in first place at 170. Let's stop the bleeding of Aaron's Velveeta Dinty Moorshits. Right about there. 115 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much. We are going on what? This will be our third full week of no beg weeks. I think we're going to make it to 1 month, and after that, it might be a thing of the past. They haven't been able to use that one against us now. It's going to be tough for these guys going forward. I feel like I'm tilting the table too far in our favor. Oh, God. Oh, Bappa Shab. Oh, Sam. You guys are too mean. You're way too fucking mean. Power Windows says, find some more old shit in your fridge to eat, Aaron. I loved that bit. I have, what's the red shit? I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called. Not pimento. Wasn't pimento. Renegger, you are incorrect. I was not rage begging this morning. I was accepting our fate. There was no begging on today's show. No rally segment. No nothing. Sorry, man. I know you'd like it to be that way, but we can't just fan fiction our way into Steeltoe existence, my brother. All right, where are we starting? The Velveeta Dinty Moore thing. Can we here? Who needs to go? Mint is at 105. We got like Atomic Ray. We've got, who was the $5 earlier? They're doing really well. Red Fox Matt is up there. You got to donate in those guys' favor, and then they can get up. Flinty Gecko is up there. We got to get him in. We got to push Aaron's Velveeta Dinty Moorshits out of the top 4. That's what we got to do. No, Renegger, come on now. You were muted for doing this. You were just spamming. You were just writing the same shit over and over. And I like you, so I only did it for one stream. But you were doing the one thing that we don't allow, and it was because it's boring. It just makes you boring, and it makes the chat boring. And it ruins the experience for people when you just write the same shit over and over and over. It's very autistic, and it's drollery, essentially. All right, guys, let's get down to it. We do have an update from last night's program.
Stop dipping into your ketamine stash.
That's not the update. This is the update. Santana's out of the hospital. He's okay. Carlos Santana, remember last night, he had collapsed in San Antonio. They had to cancel a show. They said it was dehydration. They held him overnight for observation. He got released this morning, and he can't perform yet. They had to cancel another show for tonight. Tonight's when? Tonight in Sugar Land, Texas. It's going to be canceled out of an abundance of caution. We do have video of them taking Carlos out of the venue to the hospital. Yeah, there he is. Okay, so they got him on a stretcher. But it looks like he's sitting up, so he's okay. Is that what happens when you get old? Like, do you just have to go to the hospital, have fluids because your body just doesn't stay hydrated? That sucks. That really sucks. But he's okay. He collapsed, but it was from dehydration during a sound check. That's the other thing about dehydration. You're up there, he's fucking shredding on the guitar. You're under those bright lights. Okay, that can drain you out. Carlos was scheduled to perform tonight at Smart Financial Center in Sugar Land, but now that's not happening. We watched a bunch of like Frankie Valli videos, like he's still performing at 91. But as far as I know, Santana's a little bit more together than Frankie Valli is. From what I heard, and this is just the rumors that I'm hearing about the Santana thing. This is not confirmed. The whole procedure from the time he got into the hospital to administering the fluids to discharging him, the whole thing went smooth.
Wow.
He kept yelling for a woman, though. He kept yelling, Maria, Maria.
Okay, faggot, what's next?
I don't, what I heard was that he kept yelling, leave the light on.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
They said, if things take a turn for the worse and, things start to go bad for you, do you want us to call you a priest to give you read the last rites? And he said, no, I need a black magic woman.
What is the major problem, do you think?
Too much hormones?
Didn't think you were getting Santana jokes tonight, did you? I'm always giving. There you go. Chevmatic with $1 says he felt better with the help of a black magic woman. Yes. Gray Duckling with $10 says, I found your long-lost brother. Play it whenever. Well, hold on one moment, young man. Let's get you $10 more on the board. That puts him at 145. Gray Duckling's now $25 away from Steven for the top spot. And we're also 110 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much for your generosity. Appreciate it. Chevmatic says, you stole my bit, Aaron. I did. But just always remember, I will always beat you to the hacky bit. Gray Duckling, let's see what this long-lost twin brother thing is. I'm going to disagree.
Man, is that good. So juicy. When on Kauai, sometimes you just have to eat.
That looks nothing like me. That's a man with a very serious physical deformity. That doesn't look like me at all. It's someone who has, I mean, look, I empathize with him. It's unfortunate. I feel bad. But that is not my long-lost twin brother. He and I look nothing alike, and we're not related in any way.
Eat a whole cucumber. Oh, my God. These are loaded.
This is Will Herren's next on-field report.
Here's the health benefits that I'm about to tell you guys about, but I feel healthier just holding this thing. It's so crisp and crunchy. It was harvested this morning, and the flavor is so melony.
Melanie Mac? Is it a cucumber that yells and calls you the gay F word? Maybe he doesn't have a physical deformity of head. His head might have just got caught under a combine or something, because he speaks just fine. But no, we're not related.
Actually in the melon family, and it tastes a little bit like a watermelon.
Oh, loaded.
A little bit tangy, and oh, so delicious. So, let's talk cucumbers for a second. First,
let's not. Thank you, Gray Duckling. I appreciate it. But once I'm watching a clip and someone says, let's talk about cucumbers for a second, I go, this is really only upping the possibility that someone makes a really offensive gay joke at me. Let's go to T.O. Hank. Oh, the legendary T.O. Hank. I lost interest calling him the toe-tard. Renegger says, we know Will Herren is related to you, Aaron. Yeah, maybe it might be like my Bayou brother. My Down syndrome Bayou brother with Seattle slew teeth. T.O. Hank with $5 says, KB needs your help. Chad turned on him. Send KB the link. He's live. I thought KB turned on Chad. I don't know, man. I tried to follow it. Here's who I get to follow that shit through. Misery Loves Clips. And then there was, who's my other one? Chad Buzamok. Those are the two guys I follow the Misery Loves. Oh, and MGD. Those are the three people I follow all the Misery Loves Company stuff through. Renegger with $1. He still wants to fight for himself. I admire that. He says, you muted me after saying you were throwing a temper tantrum for not hitting the goal. Quit being gay. You were begging hard. It's performative lashing out. How long have you been watching this show? Why is it that everyone else watching the program understood it and you were just the one truth teller that was in there? Come on, Renegger. Just, hey, learn the show. Learn the show. And you'll be all right. 105 away from today. And also, here's the one thing you need to learn from the show. No matter whether you're right or you're wrong, Aaron will always fuck with you. The power of not taking this shit seriously is, he goes, so it's performative for muting me? No, I just knew that would kind of rile you up, and it did. I'm 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, 4 steps ahead. Don't worry about it, buddy. Just have some fun with us. You'll be all right. 105 away from today. Keep it going. You guys are off to an incredible start. Love you. Appreciate it. Let's keep going. So speaking of the Kevin Chad thing, I might need Chad Buzamak or numero uno Josh Denny fan or somebody to come in here and explain this to me, because I have no idea what the fuck is going on. So I'm going to try here. Chad is talking to Shuli, and then Kevin doesn't like that. So now Kevin banned Chad, and now I don't know. Someone can help me out. Brian says Kevin became everything he claims to hate. Here's what I know from the clips I've seen on Twitter. All of these guys just don't pay attention. Just don't take my great advice, which is don't take this shit so seriously. I see all these guys and they're yelling and they're screaming and they mean it. Like, I'll watch these guys scream for like 2 or 3 seconds and I'll go, oh, this is funny. They're like playing it up, and then I realize, I'm like, oh my God, like they're taking this off the air with them. Like, this is following them around all day. Jesus. So I've got a clip here of Chad. This is all I know. Maybe you can fill me in. Yul Brenner's Balls with 199 says, is it true you called Will's boss to get him fired? All right, look at me. We addressed this at the beginning of the show because we were dunking on Will again for, nuking him. But when have I ever called anyone's boss? When have I ever done anything but say, don't do that shit? Now, every anti-Steeltoe person, they couldn't beat Steeltoe. We fought them all off. We beat them. They call all the stuff I'm involved with. They run gay ops. You guys don't seem to be bothered by that, and that's okay. I understand that I'm so good at what I do. I cause you to hate me so much, you bend your own morality. Well, I bend your morality, and I like that. But I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy. Don't get too mad. I don't need to call Will's boss to dominate Will Herren. I'm insulted by the assertion. To handle a nothing like Will with 15 minutes of the opening of my show and you just crush him and then boast about it, I don't need to call his boss. There were clips of him out there. Nova mentioned it. Will tried to call Nova, then he tried to get on my show, and then we just buried Will. That's all. I don't need to call his fucking boss. Do you know how much more punishment it is making Will sit there than it is trying to... What do I gain if he gets fired? I mean, what do I gain? Nothing. I need Will to stay there so I can keep using him as a little desktop punching ball every once in a while. Gray Duckling with $2 says, so it was your brother. It's not. It's not. It's not my brother. Klopp, I think the accusation of gay ops, it doesn't bother me, and I'll tell you why. It's the last refuge of all the people that have been buried by the toe, and they're just flailing for it now. Everything else failed. I broke them. Miss Tay says gay ops is super gay. Stop it. It's the trademark of the lowest loser. That's what I believe that too. And I think falsely asserting gay ops is even worse. Oh, speaking of which, Scott showed me another voicemail today that somebody left him like in the middle of the night. They were going crazy on Scott's voicemail. We're going to get you, blah, 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 blah. And Scott's like, God, Scott told me, I didn't know how easy it was to get these guys off balance. And I go, Scott, I can spend 90 seconds of my show doing it every day. And it's just simple. It's so easy. Sam Show says, if all it took to fuck up Will's gig was to say his boss's name on stream, then he was always fucked. Well, yeah, and Will's the one who said his boss's name on stream. So, again, all these guys that we keep beating, the Patricks, the Wills, the Nicks, all these different people, all you need to do is use their own momentum against them and sidestep them. That's it. Yeah, Deutsch Chad says, coming from the group that calls. That's why it's so fun. That's why it's so great to just, because again, it's using their momentum and just right into the wall. Another win for the toe. Let's continue on here. 105 away. Thank you very much. Yeah, and, Will's going to do what he needs to do to cope because, look, I humiliated him. And it wasn't hard. Again, he came to me. I got to ask the question, Will.
Why do they come to me to die? Why do they come to me to die?
So this Chad and Kevin thing, that's what we were on. And then someone motivated me again to spike the football. Hey, you guys keep trying. You guys keep asking me like Yul Brenner's balls. You guys keep asking me to spike the football. I'm not going to deny an invitation to rub salt in the wound a little deeper. KB shit on Chad's best friend's severely autistic son because the dad promotes Shuli's show, which shits on KB. Why are we talking about kids? Why are we talking about the kid? That's the last refuge of a scoundrel. That's how you know that you're a hack with no talent. Will did that in his Twitter post. He talked about my kids. And I read it and I laughed because I'm like, oh no, poor Will lost. That's it. That's the tap out right there. When you go to the kids, that's the tapping out. Like we got Patrick to tap out less than a year into him fucking with us. He had to do the kids thing. And he talked about having sex with it. Like he's a fucking, he did like pedo shit. And that's how you really know that you just broke him. And then he's just been kind of operating on that brokenness and that obsession ever since. Let's go to, so that's what happened with the Kevin and Chad thing. Kevin is actually more hacked than the Shuli network. I don't know. I feel like the Shuli network kind of keeps to themselves. I don't really hear anything about them. I don't see any clips from them. I feel like they just kind of have their own, they're kind of like the Onion crowd. They have their own little insulated group of their hundreds of people. Nobody else really follows them. Outside of that, you go outside of that world, everyone goes, those Onion people are fucking weird, dumb, and kind of pedo-y and gross. Somebody wrote to me and they said, or somebody tweeted and they said, it's a really weird thing. Like all of the biggest Nobody Likes Onions fans are not legally allowed to see their children. And they said that's that's kind of a weird coincidence. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's just the kind of person Patrick is and then the audience you attract. I think they're just like-minded. That's all. Would you let any of them around your children? Not at all. So that's it. Brian says, imagine being in your mid-60s and trashing another man's autistic child. Just pathetic and sad. That's what Kevin did. Kevin went after somebody's autistic kid because he supports Shuli's show. That's fucking gross. And, like, I don't want to hear that Shuli ship. I don't want to hear about that either because I don't think there is one. I don't want to hear about that Shuli shit where people are like, well, Shuli's producer got arrested for child porn. That ain't Shuli. That's a guy that could have happened to any one of us. You know, you can say, like, you don't think Moody looks like a guy who, if you dug through his closet, you might find some fucked up skeletons? That doesn't necessarily mean Patrick's doing it, although I'm sure they probably shared histories if that were the case. Perhaps more than that. But, like, just because Shuli had a guy get busted for that doesn't mean that Shuli knew anything about it. Certainly doesn't mean he endorsed it. The man's got kids, for fuck's sake. I think it's just these people doing podcasts and not knowing how to keep it on a microphone and not knowing that this is all for fun and it's stupid and it's not real. And they just go too far because they don't have anything else in life. I don't know how else to diagnose that, you know? Taste Fairy Ialto says that's why they project the never seeing his kids thing on air. Yeah, that makes sense. When somebody told me that most of the big Nobody Likes Onions fans aren't legally allowed to see their kids, that's when I was like, well, it's weird because I have my kids every other day, half the week, 3 days this week, 4 days the next week. It's pretty normal. I got a pretty normal custody schedule, so I don't think it's really anything to write home about. But it makes sense now. They're all projecting the fact that they've got their custody issues and they can't stand to see someone else happy. It's unfortunate, but I don't feel bad for them. I mean, they seem like the kind of people who should be kept away from their children. Someone says Moody is a terrorist supporter. You have to say allegedly on that one, right? It's not like, you know, with Melton, you have clips of him talking about kids in a sexual manner, so you can say that. Moody, I don't think we've ever seen. Have we ever seen him at a Hamas protest? Has he ever gotten FedEx parts delivered at 2 a.m. while he's tinkering in his garage? I don't think so. Miss Tay says, I'm not surprised that Onion fans aren't allowed near their kids. Bless their mothers for protecting them. Yeah, those are good moms. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat saying they're people that should be kept away from everyone's children. That's a good point. That's a great point, and I agree with you 100%. So there's this big trauma that Kevin kicked Chad out of Misery Loves Company, and I follow Chad Buzamok on Twitter so I can get the latest. And when I say that these guys all take this shit too seriously and we sit here and have fun and, you know, do our thing, and they really should just watch us and learn how to do it. Like that Friday show they do about like 4 hours on me, it's just so clearly a Cope hug box session. You almost feel bad for them. You're like, guys, come on. Have fun. This is mental illness at this point. But speaking of mental illness, Chad was yelling about Kevin. And again, these two are a combined, 120 years old? And this is what they're screaming about on podcasts.
Shitting on Shuley. You're legitimately livid. You're calling me Comius Cox? Fuck off. Fuck you.
That was passionate. That was hostile. And like, doesn't he live in like an apartment complex or something? Like, doesn't he have neighbors? So like, if you got thin walls and you hear someone going, fuck you, like you're thinking that something serious is going on. Like, what was that girl's name? Courtney Stodden or whatever. Who was the woman who killed her black boyfriend? You think so? Like, you hear Chad scream like that and you think that's a white woman that's about to be stabbed by her black boyfriend. And you don't want that to happen, so you might intervene. And then you bust down the door and you go, what's going on? And it's Chad, and he's like, oh, I'm doing a podcast, and one of the senior citizens that I do a podcast with would rather have a green puppet and a potato on his podcast rather than me, and I'm very upset about it. And like he's explaining it to them, like if he explains it this way, then it makes sense to them. And then those people call and see if they can have a 48-hour hold put on Chad Zumach.
Legitimately livid. You're calling me Comius Cox? Fuck off. Fuck you.
Victor, can we get that?
You're calling me Comius Cox?
Victor, can I get this drop right here? I have a spot open just for this drop.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
I like that one. Put that one in the rotation, as it were. So that's all I know about what's going on, is that Chad's yelling, Chad's upset. Chad's mad at Kevin Brennan. Kevin Brennan fired Chad. Outside of that, I just know that there's a lot of aging men who are screaming at each other. That's it. That's the long. If you know more, please let me know. Atomic Ray says, more like the Rage Shark. Clapogram says, Aaron, any comment on your new friend again, Kiki? What happened? What happened to Kiki? What'd Kiki do? I can't comment on Kiki if I don't know what's happening. Brian says, Kevin thinks because he pays Chad to do his show that Chad has to be Kevin's yes man and do his bidding and hate on all the people that Kevin hates, which is pathetic. None of you should hate anybody. I don't hate any of these people. I mock them. I make fun of them for taking this too seriously. I just dance around them and I'm silly and we do little pranks and they get all mad and they make fan fiction about the toe. And the more they do that shit, the more I have fun. The more I think it's good. But these guys get mad and they just, it's fucking insane. Like to take this shit that seriously. None of us regularly eclipse 1,000 viewers at a time. We should not be treating this like it's life or death. Jesus Christ. Let's go to Kevin is a sad man, angry he never quite made it. To be fair, he probably never should have made it. but so should have a lot of... That's not true. I mean, Kevin was on Saturday Night Live. That's making it. There's only two people who have really made it, like, mainstream in that world, and that's Kevin Brennan and Stuttering John. Those are the only two who have had success. They're like large national success in that business. And I think that upsets a lot of people, but you gotta... Yeah, you definitely gotta just chill out and have a good time. You know? My Lost Interest said, real life sometimes helps put all of this in perspective. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for, like, the people, the more seriously someone takes this, the less they probably have going on in real life. And that makes a lot of sense. Clopogram says, apparently Keanu's, no, she's not, I'm not going to entertain that. That's silliness. No. Saying Rocky, Dennis, and Melton are saying Kiki is cheat. No, that's desperation on their part. Keanu's been busting their balls. Keanu's been getting the better of the girls and Patrick, and they're trying to make something up and get something going. You got to remember, Patrick Melton lies probably more per word spoken than anyone else who talks into one of these, and that's impressive because it's a lot of lies. But he's like obsessive fan fiction, and he'll just make shit up out of whole cloth. So I think if your source is Patrick Melton, chances are it's bullshit. Yul Brenner's Balls with $4.99 says, do you ever look at your butthole in the mirror and say, another win for the toe? No, but I think it quite often. Even Hundo away from tonight. Thank you very much, Yul Brenner's Balls. I appreciate that. Chef Maddock writes, was I banned from the chat? And everyone's writing to him, yes, you're banned. Yes, you are 100% banned from the chat. Right now. None of us can see anything you're writing. Guys, do not respond to Chef Maddock because he's banned in the chat. Billy Bob Norris says, Kiki wouldn't cheat with a doorman. A headliner, maybe, but not a doorman. Well, I mean, a headliner. What are you supposed to do? Never mind, guys. The jig is up. Chef Maddock figured it out. Never mind. He's back. All right, let's continue on. I got to be honest with you. The only reason I even got into all that MLC stuff a second ago, I just wanted to play that 9-second Chad clip. That's it. That's all. Chef Maddock with $1 writes, haha, fuck you. See, Renegger, you have to have a sense of humor like Chef Maddock does. Although someone did write in a little bit ago about Renegger. They're like, imagine Aaron being so good that he makes you so mad you pay him. I mean, look, man. Everybody comes around eventually. Kloppo says, did you see my last post? Oh, that James Bomert guy? Yeah, he's full of shit too. Come on, Kloppo. You gotta start realizing if it comes from that Onion universe, those guys are full of shit. They're the same guys who last week thought Scott had banned me from the gym. How'd that one turn out? Oh, and let's see. I was going down for the felony. That was another one. I mean, how many of them could we line up? Oh, I was losing my kids. All of that shit. I think I definitely think that that you got to take all those people with a grain of salt because we've exposed them numerous times. Let's go to the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. deal here. What do you think of this statement? Because ever since I saw this tweet, I've actually been thinking about this all day. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says that we have a serious health problem in this country with sugar. He stated today that sugar is more addictive than crack. Now, I had to give this serious thought. Honestly, I don't know if any of us go a whole day without consuming sugar. Now, I know it's in a lot of things, so that's kind of an unfair statement. And I know that sugar is way more widespread than crack. It's also legal. You can't go to the grocery store and buy crack. Like, if you had to go to the inner city and buy sugar from some crazy schizo, you would probably consume less sugar. if sugar and crack were made available in the same ways, you probably would consume as much sugar as you do crack. As it stands now, sugar is more widely available and it's legal. So I consume way more sugar than I consume crack. You know? I mean, my sugar intake is about here. My crack intake is here. How do you think I do 2 shows 3 days a week? It ain't just the sugar. But it's a little hyperbolic. I understand the point he's making, which, you know, white sugar is fucking terrible for you. Like, it's really bad. It's borderline poison. You know, if we cut it out as much as we possibly can, we'd be a much healthier country. We'd save a lot of money on healthcare costs and all of that stuff. But it's in everything. You know, people don't read labels. And by the way, and guilty, you know. I'm not acting like I'm like not part of this. I include myself. And I know that we should go, oh, the consumers should be more intelligent. The consumers should be smarter and they should read the bills. Yeah, I know. And I agree with you. And in a perfect world, that would be the solution. But we're not going to. We're kind of dumb. Somebody's going to have to put the hammer down dietarily. I think RFK Jr. is doing a great work with those dyes and those preservatives that he's banning. The sugar thing, yeah, I mean, I'm not for like banning sodas and shit like that, but you got to do something. And I really would rather the government didn't have to do something, but we have to do something. But we just keep getting fatter and fatter and fatter. I remember like in the late 90s, the obesity crisis was starting, and we've just gotten we just keep ballooning. Bigger and bigger. We don't really seem to care all that much. Renegger with $1. He's still complaining. I listen for a show, not to hear about your gay drama. I never donate because you rarely give me a reason to. Get over your faggot drama. I'm sorry. I thought we were just making fun of people, buddy. Renegger, I'm going to be really honest with you. You're going to have to find a sense of humor about all of this stuff, or you're going to go insane from this program. I'm telling you. Renegger does say colors are made from oil. It isn't our fault. Stop drilling. Stop drill, baby, drill. Chef Maddox says 4 words, high fructose corn syrup. A more addictive, worse for you than sugar. Well, and I think a lot of the reason I think a lot of the reason the high fructose corn syrup became a thing was kind of a giveaway to the corn farmers. Just grow more corn, grow more corn, grow more corn. That was kind of the corn ethanol thing. We knew that the corn ethanol stuff, like that was not like sustainable. And we were burning our food, and that's a retarded thing to do. But there were so many subsidies out there for farmers to produce corn that we had an abundance of it. And we're like, fuck it, let's just set it on fire and put it in cars. Miss Tay with $5 says, do you have that $5 goon clip yet? No, nobody went and got that one. I might have to go find it and put it in my system. Not the worst thing in the world, but thank you for the $5. 95 away from tonight. You guys are doing fantastic. Thank you very much. Keep chipping away. I love you. Always have. It's the last evening show of the week, and it's going just as easy as all the other ones. Thank you, guys. Links are in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. My favorites. Thanks, guys. So, yeah, sugar more addictive than crack? I don't know. I'm going to level with you guys for a minute. I was being a poser. I've never tried crack. I don't know what crack's all about. I know that I just said that my sugar intake's here, my crack intake. I lied. I've never done crack. I know that's disappointing to a lot of people. I'm sorry to everyone. I'm upset that I've upset. I'm sorry to everyone I've let down with this revelation that I've never done crack. I thought you could kind of tell by body type that was not the case, that I was way more of a crack sugar than crack guy, but looks like I just got to come out and admit it, cleanse my soul. 09 Canyon says, my aunt says to never eat creamed corn. She worked one summer in a factory and saw it made. She won't say anything specific about what they do to it. Oh, now we're all just going to think that they're jizzing in it now, which makes it tastier. I do love that people still fall for that one. They think that I tasted jizz. That's, again, another guy who lies constantly, and we took that one. Chef Maddox says, Aaron has only done Nick's crack. Hey, wait a minute. Kloppo Graham says, Aaron, you're lying. You did crack with your school girlfriend. You said so this morning? Oh, the butt sex thing. I was like, wait a minute. Did I just say that I smoked crack on the morning show? What? We got to cut down on the Red Bulls. If I'm out there running my mouth saying that my girlfriend and I did crack cocaine, I got to fucking relax. No, Bappa Shab. It's not a semantics game of swallowed and or sampled. It's not. And by the way, why can't that guy's mom tell us what's in the creamed corn? Why is it some kind of like sworn to secrecy CIA shit? Why is he like, my mom won't tell me what's in the creamed corn? What is it, like she was in fucking Vietnam? Come on. Tell her to snitch on the goddamn creamed corn factory. We need, the American people have a right to know. The American people have a right to know exactly what's in our creamed corn, and your mom is holding back the secrets. And we're fucking pissed. So, guys, do me a favor. Try to cut down on sugar. It would be nice. I mean, what are we? With the Edgar aliens from Men in Black? Behave yourselves. All right, let's go to the Jimmy Kimmel, Jasmine Crockett bit. I can't tell which one's dumber. But, now Dildo says, who eats creamed corn anyway? Now, wait a minute. Let me defend the creamed corn crowd. I think, here's an old Midwestern side dish. An old Midwestern side dish is you have the baked potato, right? You open up the baked potato, you smash the baked potato, and then you put creamed corn over it. That's a thing in the Midwest. We did that. One of my favorite food items, shut up, creamed peas. Love creamed peas. They're delicious. I'm not ashamed of it. So I don't really understand the anti-creamed corn crowd. I mean, it's not my favorite. I don't go out of my way to eat it. I probably haven't had creamed corn in years, but I'm certainly not anti the idea of it, as some seem to be. I think this is the perfect answer. Chef Maddox says, I don't mind creamed corn. Yeah. It's a giant nothing burger. Sam Show says, you would be into cum corn. Hey, wait a minute. Miss Tay says, just put it in a blender. Fuck. No, I mean, it's not. I didn't know that we would have I didn't know that somebody's chat about creamed corn would all of a sudden turn into this big show controversy in the chat, but apparently we've really started some shit with this creamed corn discussion. By the way, 300 of you checking out the show right now. Go ahead, hit like, hit share, hit follow. Throw in a couple of bucks. We're $95 away from a perfect week of evening shows. Rusty Grammer says, wow, this suburban end doesn't know how to make a baked potato. Fuck me. Again, I did not think that a creamed corn, sugar, high fructose. Look at this. Bobby Kennedy, more so than the toe, gets people talking. It's amazing. The best part of the corn is degrease, says Tastes Very Well, of course, naturally. Ryan the Garbage Man says, creamed peas reminds me of going to Grandpa and Grandma's house for supper. Can I just say something? Who the fuck says Grandpa and Grandma? It's Grandma and Grandpa. I don't know why that bothered me, but it bothered me. Like, let's start that debate. Fuck the... Guys, we're moving on from the creamed corn debate. There's some things you're not going to solve. Peace in the Middle East, nuclear proliferation, and a debate about the acceptability of creamed corn. But... it's Grandma and Grandpa. Like, nobody... just seeing someone write Grandpa and Grandma is fucking retarded. It actually is bothering me now. Back me up. Dildo. You know what I like about Dildo, by the way? The guy in the chat. He tried his hardest not to like Steeltoe, but it just kind of comes through once in a while. Like, his heart's not in the trolling anymore. It's just he goes through the motions when he does it. And he just likes Steeltoe, but he's just trying to hang on to the glory days. Just, Dildo, lean in and embrace it, buddy. You know it's a better place to be. Rusty Grammer says, Grandma, Grandpa, he's banning Ryan the Garbage Man. Yeah, I think this whole show, This entire audience deserves an apology for what Ryan the Garbage Man's done to us tonight. He says, "Sorry, you're sensitive, bitch." Well, see, now that's just lashing out. That's just a cornered man lashing out. That's all that is. Rusty, you know what? Hey, Kloppo, I got an idea. I want to clear this rumor up. You guys hit the goal, and we'll call Keanu tonight on the show, and we'll get this whole thing cleared up. All right? What do you say? Everybody throws in. We knock out this $95. We'll call Keanu. We'll get this rumor cleared up, and it'll be another win for the toe. What do you say? Hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe, become a member, gift a membership, throw in something on the PayPal and the Venmo. We'll get some shit going here today. Let's do this Jasmine Crockett, Jimmy Kimmel thing. So Jasmine Crockett, like, I don't know. Like, I think the real Jasmine Crockett, whoever that is, I think she's a smart lady. She was a Rhodes Scholar. She's got multiple degrees. She's got to be pretty sharp. But the character she plays in Congress of this, you ain't gonna fuck with me, I pull a bitch's weave out. Like that bullshit inner city black character she plays when she is so not that. That's obnoxious. And, you know, there's all these interviews where she's doing the Obama thing, where she's like talking like a Rhodes Scholar at one point. And then she's like all of a sudden got this ghetto affect on her voice when she feels like she doesn't have enough street cred. It's a big time sign of insecurity. She was on Kimmel, and I guess she wants to have an IQ test with the President of the United States. Let's check this out.
He also called you low IQ. I'm sure you're aware of that. Would you be willing to take an IQ test publicly, head-to-head against the President of the United States?
Absolutely.
See, no, I don't mind that part of Jimmy Kimmel, like a wacky morning zoo radio host, like, we're going to have a IQ test between you and the president if you can say the phrase that pays. I don't mind that. It's when he starts getting all weepy and like, they passed a bill I don't like. My kids are going to die. Like, that is just obnoxious. And the political activism, Jimmy Kimmel, that's not the reason people loved him. They loved him because of blackface Karl Malone. By the way, Jasmine Crockett, and you know that the dark meat doesn't usually do this to me. She's cute. Jasmine Crockett's a cute lady. I'm going to label her one of the attractive Congress people. I said it. We can't take it back. We move on from there. Let's go to... I want to see what Kloppo, how he responded to my Kiki offer. Oh, he didn't. Wow. Kloppo. Oh, he says, Aaron, stand up again. No. We're not standing up, Kloppo. No standing up. I don't have any kind of downstairs reaction right now going on to Jasmine Crockett, but I'm not going to debase myself. Bocephus says, I'll give you $20 not to call Keanu. All right, well, I'll take that too. If more people donate money to not call Keanu than call Keanu, I mean, I'll certainly listen to either one. That's for certain. Let's go ahead and go to our next one. Harry Sisson busting balls. I really, Wally World with 199 says she's not a Rhodes Scholar. She went to Rhodes College. Oh, shit. I apologize. Well, you see, baby, when you get something wrong, baby, and daddy, when you're ranting and rolling and you're jiving and wiving and you're living and you're living and you're thinning, daddy, sometimes you fuck shit up. You get wrong and there's gorilla shit all over the omni. And you just got to say, I'm sorry, baby. And we're going to try again. And we head to the pay window. We're going to make things funky like a monkey.
And there will be gorilla shit all over the omni.
Harry Sisson stacking some W's. I tell you what, we found out that this guy's not gay, and he just trolls for pussy on Snapchat. And all of a sudden, he starts roasting people. He got a good one on Tim Pool. Now, in fairness, the Tim Pool thing, I know that we've got fans that really like Tim Pool. I get it. I just can't get past the phoniness. I can't get past the performative, bullshit. The secret meeting with the Israelis and, I'm an independent journalist and, I fight for truth and decency and fairness and, fence walking Tim and, which side of my bread is buttered Tim and all that. This motherfucker, remember when he shit on Zelensky? for not wearing a suit when he went to the White House. And then he goes to the White House as a member of the fucking press corps, and he wears his goddamn beanie and his little skater boy outfit. He looks like an extra in an Avril Lavigne video. And he's got the nerve to call out Zelensky. Now, let me say this. Zelensky dressing like a bum when he went to the White House was bullshit, and he deserved to be called out. And guess what? So does Tim Pool, because this is so gay. Because this isn't like Tim Pool's uncultured. He's an uncultured swine, and he doesn't know you're supposed to dress up. He knows you're supposed to, and he's not, because he's like, I'm just different, and I have a brand, and you're embarrassed at your bald head. Let's make that part of the equation too. You're embarrassed of your bald head. You don't want anyone to see it. And you want people to see you as this different nonconformist guy. There's nothing worse than the guy who's trying to look like a nonconformist. But Harry Sisson smashed on him a little. He says, Tim Pool cried about President Zelensky not wearing a suit when he met with Trump. But this is how Tim showed up to the White House today. Zip-up jacket and a beanie. Maybe he shouldn't be such a hypocrite. I don't say this very often, but Harry Sisson's right. And honestly, Tim Pool, I really, with Tim Pool, I just really demoralized that more people don't kind of see through him and see through the charade. I think it's how polarized we are in this country. If we see someone and we perceive them to be on our side, then we have to protect them. It's like, yeah, but this guy's full of shit. Just like that Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin's full of shit. And like, I understand to a degree all these guys are full of shit, but these guys are just so aggressively full of shit, and they won't say it. I have no problem with someone who is full of shit doing a gonzo journalism type thing and being full of shit. Just don't sit there and tell us that I'm a fair voice. I'm a middle of the road. I'm just a truth seeker. You're not. And the question that Tim Pool asked was just such a Trump dick-sucking question. It was embarrassing. Bapa Shab says, Tim denied Christ yesterday, and he hangs out with... Really? He denied Christ? Like Ben Shapiro. Rusty Grammer says, sorry, Andrea. Tim Pool blows. Wow. 09 Canyon says, Tim's mustache looks like a stick-on. Wow, he went on his Jordan Peterson God is the logos of the universe diatribe and said he didn't believe in Christ. Can you grab me that Tim Pool clip? I'd be very interested to see that, Bapa Shab. Tim Pool denying Christ? You can't be doing that if you're Mr. Conservative. Oh. Tim sensitive that he's a baldy, says Miss Tay. Own it, Tim. Own it. Right. I own my power alleys. I own my kiss pockets. They're fine. They are what they're. It's the way God made me. And I will not deny my creator like I'm some kind of sniveling, play both sides, middle of the road, kiss ass like Tim Pool. Bapa Shab says, because he's a propagandist with a captured audience, that's basically half bots now. Really? See, I don't follow this stuff close enough to know if it's all bots. Yeah, go ahead and find me that clip of him denying God or whatever. That would be really interesting to see, Mr. Conservative Darling. Nicole says Aaron's his very own F-117A stealth fighter. Yeah. You know what I call my hairstyle? The Nighthawk. I'm an F-117 Nighthawk. That's what my hairline is. You see this hairline, you go, oh shit, the Americans are coming. You're like, oh, never mind. Aaron's just reading something that's on the ground. Oh my God, it's an American bombing raid. Oh no, Aaron just dropped something, guys. He's looking for it. No big deal. Oh my God, cruise missiles are coming. Nope, Aaron just stared into the sun. He needs to look down at the ground and blink a few times. Okay, we're good. Yeah, Nicole likes that nickname. We're going, yeah, I'm the Nighthawk. That's the name. That's this. It's the Nighthawk. Sandwich Wench says, please tell me you didn't come up with kiss pockets. No, that's an April joint. April came up. She said those were her kiss pockets. These little power alleys here. That was an April joint. And she did. April enjoyed, almost to an odd degree, she enjoyed the kiss pockets. Andrea with $5 simply writes, gay. Well, I know you're not talking about me. It must be something from earlier in the show. You're talking about gay. CJ with $2 says, Tim suited up for Trump for what it's worth. Fuck the press corps. It's not the first time, though, that Tim's worn the beanie to something prestigious. It's like, all right, man, you're trying too hard to make that your thing. Miss Taze just writes, sexy. Yeah, my kiss pockets are sexy. I got sexy kiss pockets. No, Fauci's Pangolin, let's not add too many nicknames. He said Polo Tits Nighthawk. It's too many. Kloppo says, what happened to the spider? The spider was kind of your guys' thing. I've always called these power alleys, and April's always called them kiss pockets. So it's two different things. It's you guys. I think the spider thing was more you. Blukey says you should get a tat on those kiss pockets. What do you think? Just red lips on either side? Just red lips right on the kiss pockets? Knowing this audience, if I put it to a vote, they'd say swastikas. So I think I'll just leave it at that. $90 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much for the contributions. We're only 90 away. Go ahead and throw a couple in the old Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, etc., etc., etc. And let's see if we can't knock this last goal of the week out tonight. Doing pretty well so far. Doing pretty well so far. Uh-oh. What happened? Someone, oh, that's old. I was going to say. I thought that someone made a Chad Zumach diss, but it's a long one. Hey, I have a question. What happened to the Win by 2 radio guy? Like, he's tweeting and everything, but I didn't see his channel the other day. I was like, oh, no, there it is. Okay, it's still up there. Videos 4 months ago. When did he last go live? 4 hours ago. Oh, okay. Oh, he covered the cheese thing. Nice. Oh, he's still streaming. I'm sorry. I didn't know that he was still streaming. My bad. Old Win by. Somebody told me that he was gone. Somebody told me the Win by 2 guy wasn't streaming anymore. Okay. He did a show today. Go check it out. I searched for him on YouTube yesterday. I couldn't find him. I was like, I wonder what that, just out of curiosity, I was just like, I wonder what that guy's been up to. And YouTube didn't bring up his channel at all. So, oh, well. 90 away from today. Keep it up, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. The Shaq thing. Remember we went over Shaq shitting his pants this morning? And you're not going to convince me Shaq didn't shit. It was a Shaq shitting his pants deal. Shaquille O'Neal walked off the set of the NBA, the TNT, NBA on TNT deal, their playoff coverage. And they were talking about, the other guys on the staff were saying that Shaq has been drinking olive oil because, again, according to Shaq, if you drink olive oil, it cleans out your gut. Now, if you're Shaq, that's a lot of gut. That's a big boy. And apparently it cleaned him out a little too well because he may have sharted live on the NBA on TNT show, and he had to shit waddle off the stage to go release the rest of the Kraken. Let's go ahead and watch this one more time, and then we have an update to the story. When you do a shitty waddle walk off the set and someone goes, it's that olive oil you've been drinking, you don't need to answer to that. You don't need to put the idea of you shitting your pants into the viewer's head any more than you already have. That's good. We're set. That's that olive oil you've been drinking. I know. Did he come back, by the way? We never saw if he came back from the shitting.
Hey, listen, he couldn't hold it.
He can't hold it.
After 40, he can't hold it no more.
That's his first.
That's another issue.
Hey, somebody go get some lighters.
So, Shaq, the theory is that everyone's going with is that Shaq indeed shit himself. And he's been getting trolled in the last 24 hours. I think we have the portable toilet deal. Was that this week?
It's a party sometimes. You're doing that.
And
since you brought it out here.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, they brought a porta potty out.
So you actually going to use it now?
oh, I hope not.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway.
Last night, by the
Lock
way,
it,
folks,
Shaq. Lock.
This is what we've come to.
This is fun. This is the NBA just doing shit humor. I like it. You know what? Everything I've ever said about the country going in the wrong direction, I take it back. If we're doing shit gags on the NBA pregame shows, I'm good.
This is what we've come to. Can you actually get out of it? There's actually a lock on it. We're waiting on you. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Come on, Kenny.
No.
come on.
Oh, they want Kenny to push it over. Oh, please push it over. That would be the best part of the gag is if you guys all got, Shaq thinks he's funny shit. You push it over forward. You get behind it. You push it over forward so it falls in on the door and Shaq has to like punch his way out like a gorilla. That would be fucking hilarious.
No, do not do
Come on, Kenny. Kenny, let's flip it. Come on, let's flip it.
No, I'm not flipping that
Come
thing
on,
over
Kenny.
with that man.
Let's flip it, man.
No.
Last night, about midway through the show,
here you go, Shaq.
just abruptly in the middle of a segment, walked off. Okay.
Look at the two.
So I guess somebody either gifted Shaq a bunch of Depends or he brought a bunch of Depends. Shaq hilariously waddled off to the bathroom, blah, 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 blah. North Shore Care, known for its maximum absorbency products, tells TMZ Sports that it wants to throw up a lob to the Lakers' great following the viral moment by shipping him some items that could keep him at the desk for a long time. So they want to send him these. They want to send Shaq their Go Supreme pull-on adult underwear up to 8-hour capacity. And they want to send him legit Depends 4-in-1 skin guard maximum absorbency. Now, here's the problem with that. Shaq just had a little bathroom mishap. If he informs people that he's using the Depends, that generally means that he's probably going to use them. That means that Shaq is, if he says, yeah, I got the Depends and I got them from North Star Healthcare and they sent me a bunch of Depends, so I'm wearing them. That means we now have it in our head that Shaq is pissing and shitting in his pants on TV. I don't need that. It's fine. Just, look, it's a one-time thing. It's all right. Nicole pointing out, wait, Aaron, you did that this morning too. I did. I was inspired by Shaq, and I had my own Shaq moment on today's show, but that's neither here nor there. Dan Vicious with $5. What do you got, buddy? Oh.
All right, major stone shield potions should be... Oh, God, I'm going to have diarrhea again. You can't go to the bathroom. You're stacking Sunder Armor.
This is actually the Nobody Likes Onions fan club meeting.
It's okay. Mom, bathroom.
What, hon?
Bathroom. Bathroom.
Oh, that's a big boy, isn't he?
Is that going to be the NBA on TNT pretty soon? Just Shaq's not going to leave the desk? He's just... By the way, speaking of sports, I still don't think that Shannon Sharpe did what he's accused of in that lawsuit, but I do think ESPN's going to cut him loose. I think he's probably going to lose his gig. We got some updates tomorrow. And I think that I think with all the choking phone calls and all the text messages and just all the shit, and apparently there's a sex tape coming out. I think ESPN's only going to be able to handle so much embarrassment. And also, like, this is not the first time that Shannon Sharpe's been caught up in some kind of sex scandal. You can't be guaranteed that this is the last one. So I think Shannon Sharpe's probably going to lose his gig. Now, the guy on the NBA show, Shannon Sharpe, he's doing great, and he's going to be totally fine. Thank you, Dan Vicious, for that $5. Hey, guys, 85 away from tonight. Everybody gang up. Let's knock out the rest. We got more than an hour left to do it. $85 away. Klopogram says BLM will riot if they bin him. I really don't think so. Blukey says, actually, Aaron, that can't be the NLO fan club. Cartman is funny. That's a good point. And if Cartman had children, he'd probably legally be allowed to see them. MSO says, I watched Johnny and Digger's new show today. It's called Nipples and Cripples. I like it. Dub says Katy Perry is pissed off about a South Park spoof of her space travel. Really? Katy Perry, South Park? Katy Perry slams back after South Park's brutal take. Okay, let's take a look. I didn't see anything.
So Katy Perry went to space and somehow made it less majestic. Think about that. She went to the edge of the Earth's atmosphere, a place most humans...
Again, you know my thoughts on this. I'm not on the fuck Katy Perry band. Well, I mean, not in the way they're doing now. I'm not on the, Katy Perry's an asshole for bringing the daisy or kissing the ground. Or look, I think she was genuinely in awe with what she saw. I think she really took in the whole experience. I think us, ourselves as a culture, I think we're being kind of jaded and shitty about this whole Katy Perry thing. But, I seem to be outnumbered.
Will never experience. And what did she do? She stared into a camera like she was filming a music video. Earth behind her, void in front of her, and still, it was all about her face.
Homie can't just hold up a fucking flower in front of a camera when she's up at the edge of the earth. Like, she can't. Like, this makes me believe that no matter what she did, people were going to shit on it. You're like, she took a picture of the earth for her kid. What a fucking bitch. Watch it with your eyes, not your phone, asshole.
Welcome to 2025, where billionaires launch celebrities into orbit and celebrities launch their egos right back at us.
Jesus. Guys, we got to get over the celebrity worship shit. This is like the Steeltoe hate, man. All you're doing is letting it consume you, and you think you're like owning the person, but really you're just kind of showing your own sadness in a way. Like, the bitch went to space. Why isn't Gayle King getting the same treatment? Why isn't Lauren Sanchez getting the same treatment?
This wasn't the space race. This was the clout race. And now South Park, bless their unfiltered, unbothered, beautifully toxic hearts, is about to drag every last one of them back to Earth. One brutal episode at a time. This is Woke Watch. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you still...
Cool.
NS-25, a historic suborbital mission carrying 6 passengers. And by historic, I mean historic levels of cringe. This wasn't...
All right. This guy just wants to bitch. I thought we were going to get the South Park story. I didn't know we were just going to get this guy repeating himself constantly about how much he hates Katy Perry. We got it. You're not... I'm starting to think that this guy is maybe not the biggest Katy Perry guy. Yeah? She's still cute, though. Doo-doo Poot Cakes with $2 says, I want to see her doo-doo Poot Cakes. Oh, also, guys, Victor did send us the Chad Zumach drop, so you guys have to tell me what dollar amount the Chad Zumach fuck off drop should be. Let's load this into the system here. Hold on a minute. Let's get Stream Deck open. And we're gonna put Chad. Which one should we take out? Let's take. We can stop picking on April with the I defiled a child once. I think that's immature at this point. Aaron, isn't that what we do? Yeah, but this makes me feel superior. There we go. This is, okay, so now we got the Chad Zumach fuck off clip, right?
Fuck off! Fuck you!
Victor, attaboy, nice work. Dive Bar says $30 for that drop. Okay. All right. Clompogram says there's a YouTube channel reporting Jeff is suing Katy Perry for $50 million because the space trip was proven fake. What was it? RealRawNews.com? Was that where we saw it? Bapa Shab has the Tim Pool clip where he denies God 2 hours and 5 minutes in. All right, let's give it a look-see. 2 hours and 5 minutes. And he's denying the Lord, huh? Let's see. Let's see if Tim Pool's denying God.
Oh, man. Are we going to spend the first 10 minutes with the Uncensored talking about God because someone asked? Let me start by reading the comment I couldn't read. And let me see if I can find it.
Why couldn't you read it?
Pinochet says, Tim literally called it the media to their faces, then dropped his testes into their lattes and made them sip.
Yeah, you wore a beanie to the press.
Uncensored portion of the show, by the way.
Why can't you do an uncensored? Is he one of these guys who like doesn't want to get an orange monetization icon on YouTube? Christ, we got to do the uncensored portion. Be uncensored all the time.
I don't know how easy it is for me to describe the God that I believe in, but I believe it is very simple in, as Michael Knowles explained it.
Let me guess. Tim Pool is going to find a douchey way to explain his belief in God. Wow. Is there anything this guy can't make sanctimonious and cringe and gay? We should send him to space. Fit right in with Katy Perry, the way everybody's mad at her.
As the logos of the universe.
The logos.
And that's probably easy. Right?
Like logos, the Greek concept of logos.
It is the grand logic of all things. It is the I don't know. It's
just keep it there. I don't know. Perfect. You don't know. That's probably best because the thing you just said was retarded.
It's kind of difficult to describe. It's like someone describe yellow.
Yellow, banana, there. Good, fuckface. Done. God, you're not qualified for this discussion. Let's not go deeper than this. Good Christ. Oh, it's like having someone say, describe yellow. Banana, done. But next, what's the next thing? So God's easy to describe?
You know what I mean? That's why I equate it to colors. In my mind, in my experience, and the things that I've seen, there is kind of a...
You guys like this fucking douchebag?
There's a perception of the existence of God.
Like a deistic? Like deism in the classroom?
The problem with deism is that they believe God does not intervene.
Right.
So
here's Tim Pool's position. Ready? I'm not going to tell you exactly what my position is because I want to seem mysterious and interesting. He's the guy in Not Another Teen Movie who films everything with the plastic bag above his head. That's who Tim Pool is. He's the guy that Jamie Presley left Captain America for in Not Another Teen Movie.
So it is interesting that that's what people usually...
I'm going to describe how I believe God, but I don't want to make it something that's too easy to understand because I want to be mysterious about it and also kind of interesting. You're a douche.
But I don't know if there's a word for, I believe in God.
Cool, done.
And I'm a fan of the Christian moral tradition. But I do not believe in Jesus Christ. I believe he was a real person. I believe all of that stuff happened. But Mary pointed this out. She was like, I guess the question just is, do you believe in the resurrection? And I said, no.
Why not?
Because he wears a beanie and he's too cool for the resurrection. Resurrections are, man, that's all Western. Give this guy 5 years. If his audience drops off, he'll be a fucking Buddhist. He'll be worshiping Ganesha. I'm sorry, Andrea. I can't get behind the Tim Pool thing. I apologize. Michael Willeen with $1.99 says, R.I.P. Steve Mongo McMichael. I thought Mongo died a while ago. Am I wrong? Andrea with $5 says, win for the toe. Tim talking about God drives me crazy. It's the only time I agree with you about Mr. Pool. Yes. Well, and Andrea, you do believe that Tim should have not worn the beanie to the White House, that was kind of gay. Little bit gay. Thank you to Miss Tay. Oh, God damn it. Miss Tay with $30 says, for Tim Pool, add it to AVDM shits total.
Fuck off! Fuck you!
Great. Now, Aaron's Velveeta Dinty Moore shits. Let's go, Aaron. Let's call it Aaron Velveeta shits. We'll call it Aaron's Velveeta shits so I can fit it on the whole thing. We'll skip the Dinty Moore part. Is now at 155 and is in second place, ahead of Gray Duckling and just $15 behind Steven. And Mint is now still in fourth with 105. There we go. Thank you very much, Miss Tay. I appreciate it. 55 away from tonight's goal. Looks like you guys are knocking on the door, looking to bring it in for a landing. Thank you very, very much. $55 away from tonight. Appreciate it so much. Wow, Citizen M and I agree on one thing. Katy Perry, leave her alone. She's a fucking sweetheart. Dub says, bet Katy Perry is enthusiastic about faking orgasms for Aaron. Katy would never do such a thing. Ever. Bigot on Socialist Media says, who watches this gay cunt? Hey, wait a minute. I feel like I do a good job. There's about 300 people right now, 800 in the morning. You meant Tim Pool. I'm sorry. Fauci's Pangolin says, Aaron, now describe the taste to come. Chalkier than you'd think. Chalkier than you'd think. Let's go to Hulkamash. He says, you realize getting demonetized throttles your reach on the algorithm hard and age restricts you. Wait a minute. Are you saying that I shouldn't have my YouTube channel automatically on the age restriction option because I do? Is that killing my reach? Does that fuck us in the algorithm? I just don't want to get in trouble. I mark us like our streams is not safe for kids right away. Am I supposed to make them do that to me? Am I fucking myself in the algo? Oh, shit. Boy, I really don't know anything. I really am a fucking dumb guy. Citizen M says, no, keep it selected. Sam Show says, you age restrict your streams? Yeah. When it asks me, is this for everyone or is this mature content? I say mature. I always mark it as mature content. M says, Hulka, you're going to get Steeltoe suspended, dumb. I'm happy with our audience size. Between Rumble and YouTube, we got 30, 40,000. What do we have on Rumble? I think we got total combined 30, 40,000 different human beings watching our show, as they call them, unique viewers. I mean, if it's going to get me in trouble to switch over to a different option, then, I mean, it's working the way it is. Where are we at? Last 30 days, stats and analytics. Sorry about this, guys. I'm, not this month. Let's go last month. Let's go the last full month. What are we at? Oh, yeah. So YouTube and Rumble total 45,000. That doesn't count Kick and Facebook, but that's not very much. So anywhere from 40 to 50,000 people, individual people, watch this program every month. I thank you for that. Hulkamasha Baby says, yes, it fucks you. Sam Show says age restriction and 4 kids are 2 different options. Sam Show says you mark it not for kids. That's what I do. I say the not for kids one. I'm pretty sure. I think I do the not for kids one. CJ with $2 says, imagine labeling this show as mature. All right. We get it. Hey, Citizen M, I got to ask you. Oh, shit. Citizen M, I got to ask you, what brings you back to the show as a fan? Was it too many? Was the toe stacking up too many W's? Because you got to admit, we trolled the Onion people this weekend with the boxing thing. We kicked their fucking ass on the plea deal thing. We exposed a lot of their lies and the other stuff. You got the investigation going into the other things. I mean, it has been Steeltoe racking up a lot of the W's. We triggered the fuck out of Carl last week. I can understand if that brought you back, Em. I get it. We haven't had any missteps lately. I've been behaving myself, just kind of kicking ass and taking names over here. So it's nice to see Citizen M bend the knee a little bit. CJ with $2 says Melton labels his show for kids.
Fuck off! Fuck you!
Very good. All right. Thank you guys very much for those contributions. About $50 away from calling it a perfect week of evening shows. Thank you guys very much. Clopogram sent this in. Let's see what old Clopo's got. Ooh, we're pushing 350. Thank you guys. Good evening show. Citizen M says, I was scared if I don't become a fan again, you would do me like you did Will. Hey, Will became a propagandist, started talking all this shit, started saying Aaron's going down for the felony, Toe's going to lose, blah, blah, blah. And all I did was give Will shit after he gave me shit. After Will decided to go on streams and pop off about the toe, I decided to bust his balls a little. I was a lot nicer to Will than Will ever was to me. And the little kid broke. He came into the deep end of the pool. It was Adult Swim. He couldn't cut it, and I chopped him down. And it wasn't difficult. It took me it was a nothing comment by Nova in our chat. And he starts DMing all of us. And look, Will, next time you're out drinking with Jim Parker, and you guys are getting fucking loaded together and running a news department, think a little bit before you start thumb thugging, retard. Don't come to me. That was the dumbest thing you could have done, is come to me. We were just going to fucking crush you like we did. And don't call Nova. You don't know these people. These are internet people. And don't take down your interview because you got caught editing and Baldo washing. Don't do it, Will. Listen to me. Let me be your fucking conscience. All right? Because your fucking brain captain is drunk at the wheel. Let me be your conscience. I'll guide you right, kid. I mean, not anymore. It's way more fun burying you and watching you seethe about it. Miss Tay says, Will got his donkey teeth kicked in. A lot of R.I.P. Will Herrens in the chat. Dub with $2 says $2 holla. I mean, don't eat your old Velveeta. That's another thing. Don't do that. Ted Game. God, look at all these people. R.I.P. Will Herren. Let's go to Chad Buzamok. Says, let's be real, Aaron. You were okay with Will when he went after Nick and was reporting on your side. That was not it. Once Will started going on streams with his big horse teeth, Aaron's this. Aaron's definitely going down for this. Once I proved Will wrong, I rubbed it in. That's what I do. Will decided to pop off. I didn't start shit with Will. Will decided to pop off. He started to be a propaganda minister. When I sense dishonesty like that, Buzamok, I know you're on the other team, and I know it's been rough for you guys lately. I understand. I'm compassionate about that. I'm a giving God. But when I sense that you're a bullshitter and you're a fraud, I'm going to call you out. And then when I end up being right and breaking you down over it, I'm going to dance on your grave. I'm going to dance on your grave. And when you got to run to the low levels of muttering J because you got to cry to somebody, I fucking got you, kid. I got you. My Lost Interest says, listen to me as Aaron bites into a chunk of moldy cheese. Yeah, don't do that part. And by the way, Buzamok, I did not you got to stop that shit right now because I didn't contact his job at all. I wouldn't even know how to contact him. He's the one who went online, started telling everybody, all right, I'm so cool. I go out drinking with my boss, Jim Parker. He's such a cool guy. It's so amazing. Look, man, I didn't do anything to Will. Will did it to himself. I owned him the way I owned Patrick and everybody else. I held out the red cape. They charged too hard. I pull the red cape away. They hit the brick wall. It's that easy. You're not calling it as you see it, Buzamok, because then you'd apologize for the calling the employer thing because you know that's a bunch of bullshit and you're desperate to get something on the toe. Again, I'm sorry to call you out. Facts are the facts. I'm a little insulted that you think I would need to call his boss to crush that little midget. That was nothing work. That was light work. If you've been around Steeltoe for any length of time, we've put a lot more effort into far more talented people. So I'm sorry to be so dismissive of you, but you're just fighting a losing battle, kid. That's all. All right, let's go to what Clopogram sent us here. By the way, I forgive you, Buzamok. I know you probably didn't know that. You had bad information. I forgive you. Nothing personal. We all get it wrong once in a while. Let's do this. Clopo, I don't know what the fuck this is. Above the Law Anonymous Group. Is this going to be gay?
Comrades, colleagues, let's begin our weekly meeting of Above the Law Anonymous, where crimes are just misunderstandings.
Oh, Hillary. Why is AOC wearing a helmet? I don't understand. That's mean-spirited. Why is AOC... But, when you wear a helmet, that usually means that you're, mentally retarded or something. It's for your head safety. Why would AOC need that?
And justice is optional. Let's begin.
Oh, Chuck
Nancy?
Schumer.
Hi, I'm Nancy. Hi, Nancy. I made millions in stock trades. It just so happened to align with legislation I passed.
All right, look, Kloppo, I really want to like this. Because it's hard to get me to not like something that's making fun of Nancy Pelosi and AOC and all these. But this kind of sucks. This guy's a bit much. This is like one of those guys that gets a pass and he'll get a lot of views because he's just throwing red meat out to the conservative guys. But there's no consideration for quality here.
Oh, and I like vodka.
Hi, I'm Eric. I slept with a Chinese spy. They said I was compromised, but...
So it's just the guy, he's doing the same voice. He just makes it a little more retarded. Okay.
Instead of jail, I got promoted.
Hi, I'm totally AOC or whatever, and I totally rage against the 1%.
So it's Valley Girl, because all the Valley Girls come from New York, and she's retarded too. Okay.
While vacationing in $2,000 a night resorts in Puerto Rico, and I totally wore a tax-rich dress that costs more than most people's rent. I'm totally the main character of
Holy shit, Crowder would love this. This is right up Crowder's alley, I gotta tell you. No, Kloppo, I know you didn't do this. I know this isn't your work, but oof. Yikes. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Oh, and Buzamok, I don't care if you were for leaving Scott out of it or not. Scott ended up fucking owning him in the end anyway. Scott can take care of himself. I was doing that story, though. I didn't see if you apologized for saying that I contacted anybody's employer. I've never done that. So I didn't see if you apologized or not, but I will accept it. Toad climbs mountains with $2. 135 on Rumble and only 14 likes. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, hit the likes. Got a combined over 300 of you checking it out right now. Hit the like button and the share and the subscribe and all of that shit. Thank you guys very, very much. What are we at now? $50 away from tonight. Thank you very much. Awesome crowd. Fun little evening show to end the week. The end the week of evening shows, of course. And we're a cool $50 away from calling it a perfect, not only a perfect week, but a pretty easy week for this evening crowd. You guys have been pretty exceptional, pretty killer. Yeah, Sam Show says Will Herren's boss was known about and spread around back in March 3rd. Yeah, he's doing that cry bully thing. He's the one who brought it up and he bragged about it because he thought that people with 30 viewers on their podcast would think it's cool. And then when people pointed it out to him, he cried and went, they're calling my job. I'm the one, by the way, Buzamok, who warned Will. I'm like, dude, I'm hearing whispers that people are going to start calling your work. You better fucking cut this shit out because you got a real job. Don't fuck with these people. I'm the one. I showed the DMs on the show. I said, don't fuck with these guys. It's not going to give you anything. It's not going to give you any wins, and they're going to fuck with your work. I heard it. I told him. If anything, I was the least gay op guy of all of these fucking weirdos. Because when I heard there were gay ops afoot, I contacted Will. I said, dude, pull up, because I got an email from someone saying, oh, I heard a bunch of people are going to call Will's boss. I'm like, they fucking better not. I even came on this show. I said, don't call Will's boss. And then Will just kept pushing. Will just kept, oh, fuck Aaron. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Aaron sucks, blah, 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 blah. Thinking he was going to get the Baldo bunker invite. And he didn't. And I was right and he was wrong and I got him. And I understand if that triggers some of you and you got to make shit up. Look, I'm used to it by now, but the facts are the facts and you can't run from that one. If I'm proven wrong, I will admit it. But like I said, I just call it as I see. Yeah, Buzamok, sorry, but you're full of shit on this one. You have zero proof because it never fucking I don't even know what fucking station the guy works for. Gray Duckling with $20 says for AVS. And I'm a little disappointed in Buzamok because I know these guys don't take their L's very well, but I never thought Buzamok was one of them. It's a little weird. It's a little weird that he's one of the salty ones. Aaron, so now Aaron Velveeta shits is in first place. Great. Now what 175? Thanks, Gray Duckling. Steven is now in second with 170. And Gray Duckling is in third at 145. Can't thank you enough. Can't thank you enough. $35 away from today's goal. Look, I keep bringing it up because I'm very proud of it, but we fucking crushed Will so hard that he's even got Buzamok running cover for him. This must be a pretty big win for the toe. I didn't realize that anybody liked that donkey-teethed weirdo. I thought people just thought he was a joke because he is. But boy, me fucking flattening him, they must have really feel like I kicked the table leg out from under him. That's brutal. Buzamok thinks I called his job. That's a sad cope right there. Leo with $1 says, Will is so terrible, MSNBC wouldn't hire him. Well, he's said on numerous shows that if he didn't drink with his boss, he wouldn't have a job. So, I mean, that's not something I would say publicly, but, I love that everyone's like, oh, we're gonna get Aaron on this. We're going to get Aaron on that. We're going to call this. Like, these are people that every day they call the police department to say that I'm violating shit I'm not violating. Buzamok's totally cool with that. He thinks it's great. But if someone lies and says that I called somebody's boss, which knowing how against gay ops I am, he runs with it because he's like, God, Aaron's really running away with this. I got to try. I know what he's doing. And I think it's a smart thing troll-wise because you got to play both sides. He's like, I see Aaron kind of running away with this and laughing at everybody. I got to bring it down a little bit and keep it even. Yeah, new guy says, Chad, don't lie, please. Dusty Rhodes says Chad is actually correct this time. Yeah, he's not. He's not. And yeah, I think Will is so butthurt, Honky, that he's going to double down on the Baldo washing. For sure. Yeah, I mean, Will thought he could hide in the hate mob and that somehow I wouldn't, like if I'm smacking all of them, he thinks I'm not going to smack him. Again, guys, just have fun like we're having. We'll smack you around. We'll brag about it. You don't have to lie. Be a man. Come on. Come on. Take some responsibility for what you created, all right? Just because I'm better at you than this doesn't mean you got to go, I bet you he called my job. I've tried to save your job many, more than I should, really. I should have just let people call. Just went, yeah, fuck it. I'm not doing it. I don't give a shit. But I told him not to. I told you, pull up. Look, I sent you stuff. I'm like, look what these people are saying. They're going to start fucking with you. Don't do it. Even after he started shitting on me. But like a stupid kid, he thought he knew better. But they all learn. They all learn. And I'm sorry for tap dancing all over the grave like I am, but you guys keep struggling. So I got to keep going. Guys, I'm sorry. This is the way it is. Stop struggling and the boa constrictor won't crush you. That's all. All right, let's go to the Jojo Siwa thing. This is a damaged chick. Like, she's a couple days away, or not a couple days. She's a couple years away from Amanda Bynes. Yeah, and Buzamok, I never emailed either. You said apologize. No, once you admit you were wrong, go ahead. You admit you were wrong. I never did that. It's something I've always been against. Admit that you're a little disappointed. Admit that you're a little disappointed that I kind of got Will so quickly and it was so easy. And there's got to be more to it. There's not. I've been telling you how good I am at this. You just got to start believing me. And Citizen M, the Onion's Discord does do gay ops. They bragged about having my private email information. It wasn't a bit. I know from the investigators, he has it. He was sent it. We know it. I'm sorry. Lots of gay ops. Oh, and it's nothing but Onion people when Scott shows me the messages that are left for him. He really fucked them up, and they're seething at him in his voicemail at all hours of the night. So sorry, Em. There we go. Buzamok says, okay, thank you for confirming. I will admit I'm wrong. If the email I saw is not from you, I have no side in this battle. I just ask questions. Well, I got to call you out for being a little passive-aggressive and cunty on that one, and this will help you. You didn't come in here asking questions. You came in here slinging accusations. That's the only reason I came down hard on you. If you would have came in asking questions, I would have been fine. But you came in slinging accusations, and I put you down hard. All right? So, just setting the record straight. Sorry. You want to go? You want me to show you my? Hey, what's the date, Boozema? You know what? I don't delete any emails. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go get my snipping tool right now. I'm gonna cement this victory right now. I'm gonna cement it. Give me the date that this email was sent. I will go to my sent folder. I will give you the snippets. Oh shit. I hope I haven't emailed anyone embarrassing. Give me the date, and I'll give you everything within like the 3-day period of that date, and I'll show you. Go ahead. Buzamok says you were passive-aggressive and cunty also. I apologize for the way I asked. You're correct on my attitude coming in. If correct. You know what? Here's what I like to do. I like to backpedal too when everything calms down. You know what then, Buzamok? I'm sorry I came in so hot. How's that? Nader P says, next time come in swinging dick. Aaron would love that. Oh, man. So, yeah, Buzamok, give me the date right now. Tell me the date of the email. I'm not going to go into my folder because I don't want to delete anything or anything. Not that I would. I'm going to show you. Let's go ahead. Buzamok with $3.83 or with $5. I wish you was $3.83. $3.83 Novocaine with $5. Says, Aaron, you inspired me. In my fridge, I found cottage cheese from January. It was a little discolored, but smelled okay. The doctor said I should be fine after 3 days of explosive diarrhea. New boot goofing, the butter next. $30 away from tonight. Thank you very much. Buzamok, tell me the date. I'm ready to go. Got my email open and everything. Sent email folder. I don't want to blow up anybody's spot. Let's see. April 22nd, my lawyer. And then the rest of these are all listener texts. April 16th, All Care Towing. April 15th, Turtle. April 14th, my attorney. April 14th, my attorney. April 9th, my attorney. April 6th, the listener. April 5th, somebody with a merchandise proposition. April 4th, all my billing. Stonies, Midland, and All Care. April 4th, my attorney. March 31st, Tron was helping me out with some stuff on Rumble Studio. March 27th, a listener text message. And then a listener on the 27th, the same listener on the 25th. And then spring on the 24th of March. And then, I sent a guy a Stonies gift card on the 24th as well. There you go. Those are all my exciting emails. Yeah, Honky says Aaron reads off emails, Melton and Nick. We know. Yeah, just ask Ricada. He'll know who I emailed. No, I cut that off back in November. That's why he stopped talking about the stuff he had around there. Because he had it. Because he hacked. He was hacking. So there you go. There you go. There's all my sent emails. Now, I will appreciate the honesty. If someone does, if Buzamok does go, I was wrong. You never did that then. I mean, then I will really say that's a stand-up move. But until then, I think he's kind of backpedaling slowly because he doesn't want to admit he was wrong or he came at it incorrect all at once. Vince with $5 says, Melton said he never saw your proposal. Can you conclusively prove otherwise on camera? Yes, I can. Right now it is in the hands of the authorities. He will know. But he knows. He and I are the two people that know. He knows and I know. And the reason he did that thing on Twitter is because he's scared shitless because he knows that the part he left out of that tweet is the part that I have that I recreated because it was part of my proposal. Look, I'll give the kid this. He wasn't lying when he said that part. He was telling the truth. And Vince Griswold, he's got a lot of gullible fucks like you to believe him. So I will never blame Patrick for lying to his audience the way he does, because his audience, I mean, no offense, until you guys get smarter, until you guys notice the pattern and smell his bullshit, he's going to keep doing it. And I would too if I were him. I get his grift. I understand the grift. I would too if I had the audience he does. My audience is too smart for shit like that. 30 away from knocking it out today. Thank you guys very, very much. I feel bad. Today's been me knocking a lot of heads. And I think I should try to be a little more gracious, I believe. All right, guys, 30 away and about 35 minutes left to go. What do you think? Can we do this $1 or $2 at a time? That's always a fun way to do it. You guys tried to do it on Monday, and then Steven jumped in with $100. Let's see if we can do this the fun way. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go. The Jojo Siwa thing. So remember when my boy Mickey Rourke got kicked out of the Big Brother, Big Sister deal? And he got kicked out for, what was it? He was like saying, oh, that's right. He said the gay F word around Jojo Siwa. And then he almost beat up some gay British dude dressed as a pirate. And so they kicked Mickey Rourke out. Well, now Jojo Siwa is on that Big Brother show going, actually, I don't think I'm a lesbian anymore. If you let your kids follow this Jojo Siwa chick, cut it off immediately. She is fucked up. She's like Amanda Bynes levels of fucked up. And Amanda Bynes, by the way, started Jesus. Amanda Bynes started an OnlyFans very recently also. But I think Jojo Siwa is about a decade, 5 years to 10 years away from being another Amanda Bynes. This is her on Celebrity Big Brother. You know, a big red flag that someone went through some kind of trauma as a child star is this fluctuating sexuality. Like, oh, today I'm gay. Oh, today I'm bi. Oh, now I'm just, non-binary, or now I'm just genderqueer or whatever. That is a serious sign of childhood trauma that needs to be fucking dealt with, and not just, oh, I'm trans now, or oh, I'm non-binary, or oh, I cut my hair short. It's like, that's all really dangerous stuff to be playing with when you have an underlying issue that you're not addressing. But Mickey Rourke got kicked out partially for the way that he was, treating Jojo Siwa. And then here she goes with this. I'm thinking that Mickey Rourke might have cured her of the gay.
But it's made me feel so queer. And I've always been afraid of feeling queer.
Don't. This
but
is
like,
you.
Like I've always said, like lesbian, right? But I feel like so queer. You know?
Your community made that shit up. Queer is gay. That you're still a lesbian. You're just calling it a different name. Or lesbian isn't an attention-grabbing enough word, and the real reason you're doing this is for attention, because you need to be seen, you need to be heard, you feel the spotlight slipping away, so you need to make yourself interesting. And the industry that made you and turned you out and used you has now cast you aside, and I think that's evil, and those guys should all be in prison. But the reason you're going, I'm queer, I'm not actually lesbian, is because people weren't interested in the lesbian thing. But if you say queer, they might go, oh, what's that about? Oh, that's fascinating. God, that Hollywood culture, it just fucking destroys people.
I'm queer.
But that's like, I've never
we're not living in a world that's designed for us, Jojo.
That's what I think I've always told myself I'm a lesbian, but I think being here, I realized, oh no, I'm not lesbian, I'm queer.
No.
And I think that's
same fucking thing. It's shit you guys made up to get attention. That's all it is. Gay, straight, bi. Make your pick. Oh, Christ. I mean, these poor child stuff. Like, I don't want to shit on her too hard, because, like, I know that she probably went through some shit in the industry. But it's like, parents, stop giving your kids to these literal demons. I mean, these are devils that you're handing off your children to. They get in there, they rewire their brains, and they fuck them up. Stop handing them over to these people. Thank you, Hey Mikey, for the $1. Wally World with $1.99 says $1 at a time. Oh boy, let's see, where does that put us? 28 away from today. You guys are trying to do this $1 and $2 at a time. I'll keep track. 28 away from tonight's goal. Get it and call it a win for the toe. Uh-oh, my lost interest says clip it. What did I say? Uh-oh. What did I say? I don't know what I said about the thing. The reason you've never seen the recreated screenshot, I can't release it publicly. It's part of an ongoing investigation. I'm going to get in a shitload of trouble. But when it's all over, when it's all said and done, it'll all come out. It'll all come out. And Patrick is shitting bullets, and it's bothering him. You guys got to learn, man. You don't understand him. You don't get him. When Patrick's nervous and scared, he throws up all these smoke screens. He throws up all these distractions. And no offense, it's because his fans are stupid. So if you guys ever smarten up, you'll kind of figure out the pattern. But until you do, if I were him, I'd do the same shit he does. It's fucking easy. No offense. He knows you guys are kind of dopes, and he plays you. Can't do it to me. That's why I always trigger the fuck out of the guy. Miss Tay with $2 says, because Wally said. Oh, Wally, thank you. You're starting a trend. That puts us at 2640 away from today. 2640. Citizen M says, that's fair. All I have is Patrick word, so I don't know. Shit, to be honest. And his word is shit. His word is shit. Chad says, I don't think Melton has solid shits. I bet it's all runny. You know what? That's true. He's sweating bullets. Well, no, he sweats gravy, doesn't he? Fuck. Oh, well. Are the sores on his face gone yet? Has he gotten rid of those sores? That's either diabetes or monkeypox. He's dying of something, and it's because he's so overweight and he just refuses to lose it. You don't go outside. That's what happens. That's what happens. Look, Kloppo. They're gonna find a lot of different pornography out there. Unfortunately, that's another thing that I had to recreate and show it side by side. Like, look, hey, you dabble in all sorts of different stuff, and sometimes, who knows what's gonna come up there. Just gotta have a sense of humor about it. Didn't hurt me at all. Chad Buzamak says the pedo word is thrown around here. Like, yeah, I don't only use the word pedo when it's people who have shown a predilection to being attracted to kids. Like when Patrick Melton talks about having sex with children, that is pedophilic behavior. So the pedo thing is fine there. But some people use it for people who don't say pedo things. That's the Patrick stuff is fair. That's based on fact. That's based on things that are out there. The other stuff like Shuli and all that ain't fair. Wally World with $1.99 says, do you think Shaq Depends will handle Pats? Oh, yeah, I got to show that the Buzamak kissing AI thing. That is fucking funny. Buzamak, that was good. As soon as you let me know what you know for me to show you, I didn't fucking contact anybody's boss. I don't do gay shit like that. You let me know what you need from me. I got you, buddy. As long as you don't share my private info. And I'll play that AI clip. I thought that was pretty good. Wally World with $1.99. We're going to take $1.40 out of that. So that's going to bring us down to 25 even. We're $25 away from today's goal. Turtle with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. That's going to bring us $13 away from today's goal. $2 from Leah. Oh boy. That's going to put us at $11.40 away from today's goal. We're doing it $1. Well, we're not really doing it $1 or $2 at a time because Turtle popped in with 12. I do appreciate that though. Thank you, buddy. $11.40 away. Leah says, saw a clip where Nick said he wasn't a practicing lawyer yet during his arraignment. He referred to April as his client in the arraignment. Yeah. Newsflash, Nick, representation and advice is practicing, dumbass. Well, look, they were all coming down from coke at the time. You can't expect. And also, that, in fairness, that's got to be one of the scariest fucking things you can go through because I don't think a lot of us didn't know that in Minnesota, your first offense, you don't go to prison. Like when they hit you with a second-degree felony charge and it says 25 years in prison, like $250,000 fine, you're probably shitting your pants. I didn't know Minnesota was so lenient that you usually get 2 years of probation. Now, Nick got 5 years of probation after his conviction, 30 days in jail, 80 hours community service and all that. Like, he got it a little tougher, but that depends on what risk level they think you are. And he obviously didn't do so well on his pre-sentencing investigation. So they kind of threw the book at him for a first-time offender. What are you going to do, you know? Still has a chance to make it a win, though, if he can stay clean and behave himself and bend the knee to the government. You know, when you fuck around and you keep drugs around children, you keep all guns and you get high around kids and all that stuff, you got a drinking problem, they're going to make you bend the knee because you fucked up. That's all. Buzamok says, I will for sure once I get info. Thank you for being upfront. I will not. Now I ask you to share stuff before post anything. You know I ask you to share stuff. But yeah, you're a good dude. That's why I was a little surprised that you came in here slinging bullshit. That bugged me. Citizen M says, I signed a waiver. I'm not supposed to talk about Patrick's facial boils. Those are worse than boils, though. Those are disease marks. That's some diseased shit. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Comedian Fortune separates from wife. Oh, I don't even know who Fortune Feimster is. I just heard comedian separates from wife, and honestly, I was thinking Bill Burr. Nor would I contact an employer. I didn't need to do that to smoke Will. There we go. I'm kind of a shitbag. All right. Oh, boy, look at this. Wow, this is breaking news from Misery Loves Clips. Take a look at this. Glass ceiling burner. If you've used Super Tip, check your Google account under third-party apps and services. This is like the fifth person I've seen say this. I just realized Super Tip has access to my YouTube account, which I just removed. Seems a little sketchy that Super Tip had access to this info. So they get access to everything as a default, and they count on people not going in there and changing it. This is now a trend. This is a troubling trend. Not only do they keep your private information, and he's shown with me that he can't be trusted with that, but now they also get access to all your shit in a kind of a sneaky way. Not an illegal way, but a very sneaky way. Another person said, my man is collecting info on all his fans. Once any of them flip, he has the upper hand. We'll create alt accounts and start leaking personal info. Yeah, Patrick does have a record of once his fans turn on him, and a lot of them do, he goes after them. Me personally, I've always said, look, I've always said that, you know, I don't want unhappy campers in my tent. If you don't like what we do, you are more than welcome to leave, and that's okay with me. I understand. Let's go in. And what did I miss? Oh, no, we're good. Okay, we're all caught up. My Rumble chat was a little fucky there for a little bit. All right, $11.40 away from today's goal. And rumor has it you guys want to do it $1 or $2 at a time. Gift a membership on YouTube or throw $1 or $2 in on Rumble. 5 or 6 more of those, and we'll call this a win for the toe. Get after it. We have a story about an Italian teacher, and she is cute, man. An Italian teacher. Don't worry, this one wasn't fucking the students. We don't have to feel weird about this one. But an Italian teacher lost her job at a Catholic school after the parents found out she had an OnlyFans. Now, the possibilities of a Catholic school teacher with an OnlyFans is, everybody's mind at first goes to the skirt. It goes to the Catholic uniform, but she was a teacher, not a student. Unfortunately, I agree with this decision. I think once look, just because you have an OnlyFans doesn't mean that should be protected or made private or nobody has a right to know. I mean, it's a subscription service where you post racy content. I mean, You can start it, but you start it at your own risk. You know, I don't like this idea that women go, yeah, I have an OnlyFans, but it should be kept separate from my other work. No, that's not, because let's say it gets out there and let's say the school finds out. Let's say students find out. They have a way of finding that shit out. Kids know more than you think they do. It's going to become a huge distraction if the teacher's OnlyFans gets out there. But this is her. This is Elena Moraga. She's the Italian Catholic school teacher that had an OnlyFans. Something tells me she's going to make a lot more money on the OnlyFans than she is as a Catholic school teacher. Jesus. I don't know what the scab on her head is, but mamma mia. Yeah, that's your teacher, bro. See, like, she asks you to go up and do some math problems on the whiteboard. You better be holding your math book in front of you when you get up from the desk, buddy. That's a bad bitch right there. But you won't be seeing her at they fired her, so now she can just do the OnlyFans full time. So if she was holding back on the OnlyFans at all because of the school, then guess what? Now she can lean in full time with the OnlyFans. Good for her. Turtle Steel Shell with $1 says, toss me that mod. You got it, buddy. I'll do it right after the show. It's not like YouTube where you can do it right from the screen. You got to go back in and do it. It's a little obnoxious, but what do you do? $10.60 away from today's goal. I'd love you guys to do it $1 or $2 at a time. Keep it up just like Turtle Steel Shell did. I love the $1 or $2 at a time thing. Usually when we do the $1 or $2 at a time, somebody comes in and fucks it up just because they think it's funny. Let's do it $1 or $2 at a time. Wally World with $1.99 says possible co-host, ? Oh man, I don't know. You want to do that? We're going to have to, that's a lengthy conversation. Kind of find out what you want to do, you know, the whole deal. That's going to move us to 9:20 away from tonight's goal. We're getting closer and closer. Boozamock says, can I be a mod for $1? I tell you what, I'm going to let you be a mod for free. Once you do your investigation and you can tell the world, Aaron never contacted Will's employer. Aaron just smacked Will down fair and square for the 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make you a mod. That's the deal. Just because I'll be that impressed with your fucking honesty, my man. $1 from Adam Simon. Thank you very much. $8.50 away from tonight's goal. We're $8.50 away. They want to do it $1 or $2 at a time. This is a fun way to do it. I always get a kick out of this one. It's like a race against time, though. I want the $1 and $2 people to get to it before some asshole comes in with $5 or $10 and just rips all the fun away. Keep it going. Let's go. The Italian teacher. A lot of people, when this happens, because this has happened in America numerous times, they'll be like, oh, well, come on. She, let her keep teaching. They shouldn't know, they'll get a lawyer. They'll sue the school. They'll be like, she should be allowed to keep her job. And it's like, there's no possible way you can be a borderline, you can be a softcore porn star and still keep your gig. It just doesn't work. Elena Moraga, a 29-year-old woman working at the school near Treviso, a town in northern Italy, was fired earlier this week. This comes a few weeks after she was suspended from the school when a student's father allegedly purchased photos from the account. That's how it happens. The dad buys the photos. The wife finds out. She gets fucking pissed. She marches him by the ear into the school and goes, show them the pictures. Oof. It's those damn horny dads whacking off in their office that always gets these girls in trouble. According to reports, the man's wife found out about the photos and reported Moraga to the school. While a group of 30 people and a teachers union tried to save Elena's job, probably all subscribers, the school ultimately stuck by its decision, giving her the axe. Elena was given multiple interviews since her suspension began, saying taking sexy photos of herself doesn't make her bad at her job, adding she's always shown professionalism in the workplace. I mean, it sounds like she was just taking these racy photos, like she wasn't getting double dicked down or anything. But it can be a distraction. A lot of times these workplaces, they just see you as a distraction. They'll cut you loose. CNN affiliate A2 reports Elena went on a radio show and said the school has always acted with letters and have never wanted dialogue. Well, they don't want to get sued. I am surprised that a Catholic school that preaches morality treats an employee this way. Come on! You're really going to pull out the Catholic card when you're dressing like a fucking stripper? When you're putting damn near nude photos on the internet? You're like, oh, I can't believe they're being this non-Christian. It's like, bro, come on. Of all the cards you could play, you're going to play the Christianity card? Get the fuck out of here. I mean, nice try. I guess it's admirable on that front. That you would go, well, you know, it's not very Christian of them to fire me for showing my titties all over the internet. Oh, no, guys, breaking news. We have the last known image of Pope Francis alive. You guys are not going to believe this. Breaking news. It is official. J.D. Vance and Marjorie Taylor Greene killed the Pope. Wow. That is... That ain't good, man. That ain't good.
Fuck off! Fuck you!
Wow. Yeah, Catholics are mad. I can't believe the Vice President of the United States contribute. I mean, you down that much, weed, you down that much Jesus juice. Yeah. That's going to end up giving you cerebral hemorrhage at that age. I can't believe, I like J.D. Vance, and I didn't always used to like J.D. Vance, but I like him now. But I can't believe he would do that to a vulnerable pope who just got out of the hospital. It's a real shitbag move, dude. Real shitbag move. Buzamok says, where were these teachers when I was in school is all I want to know. That's what everybody always says. They always say, oh, where were these teachers when I was in school? They were fucking adults, dude. Not all of them are pedophiles, A lot of them were just having sex with their husbands. I know, gay, right? It's so Christian and old school. Gray Duckling with 99 cents. That's going to put us at $7.80 away. All right. Chad Buzamok says, now show the you and Scott AI video. Oh, I shouldn't say it's AI. It's the real thing. Knock out that $7.80, $1 or $2 at a time, and we'll get to Chad Buzamok's Me and Scott video. And then we'll have Monty Graff's theme song play us out. How's that sound? $1 at a time, $2 at a time. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. We're $7.80 away from a perfect week of evening shows here on The Toe. I don't think we've missed since the new sign came in. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Turtle Steel Shell says, let's go Pours. Give that 99 cents instead of your second Arizona iced tea. Well, I think we would have knocked out the goal a long time ago, but when we got to 30, we said, let's do this a buck or two at a time. That'll be fun. So I'd still like to do that from 780 on down. We got about 15 minutes left, and we want to do the Chad Buzamok, Scott and Aaron video. Oh, let's watch the this is scary as shit. So there's this grandmother and her grandchildren walking down the street, and as they're walking down the street, just a few feet behind them where they just were, a fucking manhole cover explodes. Shit. Oh, no, Turtle Steel Shell just gifted a membership. That's $5. Is that too much? I don't know if that goes against the spirit. I don't know if that goes against the spirit of what we're doing or if it should be $5 and under. Hey, Monograph got the membership. All right. All right, Monty. $2.80 away from tonight's goal. So we're $2.80 away from the Chad Buzamok video. Let's do the this New York grandma and her two kids. You talk about, like, this is the kind of shit that makes me kind of go, all right, maybe there is a God. Maybe he's intervening. Maybe he's looking after people, because this is a 1 in a million miss. Thank you, Wally World, for the 99 cents. $2.10 away from tonight's goal. and the Chad Buzamok video. Have I ever told you how much fun I think this 99 cents, $2 thing is? Miss Tay says what JD said to the Pope. Oh, hold on a minute. We take $1.60 out of that. 50. All right, this is ridiculous that I'm doing this, but 50 cents away from tonight's goal. The next dollar wins it. Thank you guys very much. I'm sorry, but when we do it $1 or $2 at a time, we do it to the number, and I think that's fun. What did JD Vance say to the Pope? He said,
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
There you go. Let's check this out before the final donation of the night comes in. Here we go. Grandmother, 2 grandkids. There they go, just walking down the street saying, do-ah, diddy, diddy, dum, diddy, do. And then, like a goddamn superhero movie. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy next villain is popping through the sidewalk. And it literally just misses her feet. Like it's right there. Like the chunks of concrete are flying up basically on her heels. That's an act of God right there. Just boom. I didn't know, like what causes it? It's just gas buildup, right? I didn't know manhole covers could do that. I didn't know they could just explode. I guess in New York, it's different than Minnesota. They got, hotter multicultural shits going on in New York. You got every race and every creed and every color, millions of shits just going right into pipes. Who knows what their cultural diet is? All the gases are building up just like a powder keg. Look at that. That must have been Puerto Rican food. By the way, that grandma probably hasn't run that far or that long in years. It's probably been a long time since she scooted that quick. Look at this. Whoa! All of a sudden, grandma's at the combine. God, those really leave a mess. Now knowing New York bureaucracy, that sidewalk will be closed for the next 7 months for repairs. Hey, thank you to the final boss with the last contribution to get us to the goal.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Mint Diggity with $1.99 says the Lamocrat song, another win for the toe. Oh, yeah, we'll play it at the end here. But since we got the goal knocked out, we got to play. First of all, we got to update Mint. Mint is now at 107 in 4th place. In 1st place, it's Aaron's Velveeta Shits with 175, Steven with 170, Gray Duckling with 145, and Mint with 107. What the fuck did I just do? There we go. Let's go ahead and play the Chad Buzamok thing. Actually, Buzamok, we were in here earlier trying to figure out what was going on with the Kevin Brennan, Chad Zumach thing, and people kind of explained it for us, but we didn't really get it. We were kind of hoping you'd be here for it. Instead, you had to come in here with your bitchy attitude, lobbing your fucking unfounded allegations, you son of a bitch. All right, let's go to where's the video? It's got to be down here somewhere. There it is. All right. So Scott trolled everybody. I helped. But Scott said, I'm going to fuck with all these people who are fucking with me. Me meaning him. And he decided he would go on this rant during the boxing stream. And he would motherfuck me and say, I'm banning him from the gym. He's fucking gone. Blah, 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 blah. And then Friday, people were like, hey, Scott said you were banned. Doom put this video out. Doom would never get it wrong. Doom gets it wrong a lot. Doom's been too embarrassed to show up the last few days. So Doom got it wrong, and we had to fuck with Doom. I'm sorry. We had to kind of blow up his spot. And we took this picture. And I saw actual Steeltoe wearer on Twitter was so upset by this that he convinced himself that I made Scott pose with a blank piece of paper and I added got him on it later. I mean, I really fucked up these people's psyche with this bit. It was really easy. Chad Buzamok, you know how I said before Buzamok sensed that Steeltoe was getting way too ahead in the space race and that Buzamok does what he can to try to, bring it down to earth? Well, he did it with this clip. Now, I say this is AI. If it's not Buzamok, sue me for slander. But I believe this is AI created by Chad Buzamok. This is the great Steeltoe prank. that he then added his own flavor to, and I think was very unfair. That's not, see, now that, now did it look passionate? Yes, it looked passionate, but that didn't happen. I actually got in trouble with Scott today. I did. Scott had to give me a lecture today. I was using the sauna, and when I was pouring the water over the rocks on the sauna, it was splashing over. And when it was splashing over, it was getting the floor of the sauna wet, which if the floor of the sauna gets too wet, you got to take out all the wood and you got to clean it and everything else. So Scott saw that and he's like, hey, you got to pour that water slower and you got to have it lower. And I got a lecture on pouring water on the rocks in the sauna today because I was being reckless. I was being reckless with my sauna pouring. So Buzamok, I have to report there's a little trouble in paradise. I got a lecture today. No, it was not a bathhouse, honky. It's a sauna, and Scott was not in the sauna at the time. Look at that. Say his name and he appears. I believe that I trolled Doom. I believe that I trolled Doom. Boy, I'm racking up the scalps this week. I apologize. Will, Doom, Carl from that Friday show, I sent him off on a giant rant. All of the Onion crowd kind of got trolled by the Scott thing. So, say his name and Doom appears. I believe in Doom Hendry. By the way, I only say these things about Doom because I know he's not a fag and I know he can take it. I know that Doom's, he understands how the game works. He understands this is all for silliness. Chad Buzamok says, you have to let me know what Scott thinks of it. I'm going to tell you this. Scott's old school and he's Central Minnesota born and raised. I don't know if he would see the humor in that the way you and I do. I think Scott would see that and he would go, I don't fucking do that. I don't do that shit. So I don't know if I want to show him that one. I'm sure people on the internet will show it to him. You know? Okay, this is funny. Bigot on socialist media, which this is true, but I thought Doom's response was funny. Literally every time Doom fucks up, Doom goes, huh? I don't know. What are you talking about? To which Doom wrote, huh? What's that? Come on, guys. That's good. You see? You got to admit, Doom, Buzamok, I know you guys walked down the wrong path with the pedopats, but you got to admit, it's just more fun here. It's just more innocent, ball-busting fun. We have a good goddamn time, and we still make them feel more than anybody else. So you got to love the toe. All right, let's play Monty's song, and let's get the fuck out of here. What do you say? Let's go to the Lamocrats for Mint. Another perfect week for the toe. Now the morning show just has one more goal to knock out, and it's 3 straight perfect weeks, 10 of the last 11. Stacking them more and more. Let's hear it for the Lamocrats, boys and girls. Have a great night.
So as far as the Third World Aristocrat video from today goes, I gotta say, huge win for the toe and a stroke of genius on my part.
Mr. Radio Voice, he's doing his shows. He's roasting some ass and he's picking his nose. He speaks like a pro on the Steeltoe show. He's making a mess and everyone knows. Radio
goes. I gotta say, huge win for the toe.
Doo-doo poot cakes.